Hit the mic opinions with the snap. NYG22, yeah, that's the cap. Unpopular takes, but we cut no slack. Watch the views climb while we talk that smack.
It look like we running with DJ for another year, girl.
I think the Giants are going to get off to a fast start.
This channel for them high sports laws. Got the bass that hit like heavy doors. Unpop opinion sports where the talk roars.
What's up? What's up? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Heart of the City. I know we've been on a little hiatus, but we are back in the building, ready to give you all that New York sports talk. Just dropped my unpopular opinion intro because working on a new Heart of the City intro for this show for season number 3, man. We're on episode number 76. Wanted to do something special, man, for this 100th episode that we got coming up, man. We're going to have to cook something up, Coach. But how y'all doing out there, man? What's good, man? It's been a minute. How y'all doing, man? Talk to me. What's good with everybody, man? What's good with you, Coach? How you feeling over there, man? You look frustrated, man. You look like a worried man. What's up?
Yeah, I'm all right. Am I frustrated? Yeah, it's just dealing with the Liberty. So they're in a tight fight with Minnesota right now. So Minnesota has been winning all the games this year. So it's just, you're a fan. I'm a fan. I mean, what do you expect?
Of course, man. And he is, of course, talking about the Liberty and the Lynx, man. Liberty and the Lynx doing battle. We definitely gonna get into that. Got the scoreboard down there right now. As the Yanks and the Mets both losing currently. I'll keep this updated as the show goes along. You know how we do over here. But lots to get into, y'all. But first, let me check in with the chat. See how everybody doing out there. Tom May, health and wealth to you too, my brother, as always, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Daniel Berry Sports, man. Highlights, man. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Appreciate your support. Coach, it's a lot going on in the city, man, since we've been on this show, man. So I just want to get your thoughts on some of these things, man. While we get into this, talking about the Mikal Bridges situation, that trade, the New York Knicks, of course, re-signing Anunoby, Isaiah Hartenstein, re-signing somewhere else. So they looking for a center now. I'm hearing rumors about cats over there in Utah. Of course, the Brooklyn Nets going in another direction as they are resetting, rebuilding the right way this time, hopefully. And they'll finally get this thing right. Of course, getting Bridges out of there. More moves to come. As far as I'm hearing, Cam Johnson might be on the move. Finney Smith and Schroeder and maybe some other guys. So Knicks and Nets moving in two opposite directions. We can talk about the trade. We can talk about who won the trade, who lost the trade, but that is still to be determined as of right now. Yankees struggling. Again, you see the score. 5-0 down to the Reds. They got swept by the Mets. They lost a series with Toronto. The team ain't looking good right now. I believe they done dipped into second place now behind the Orioles. So Yankees in a bit of a slide. Mets been playing well as of late. Of course, sweeping the Yankees. Yes, that's tough for me to say. They swept the Yankees in 2-game series last week. But the Mets have been playing much better since they got this little weird thing with the purple. What's the purple dude's name, Coach?
Oh, sorry.
The purple guy, the mascot for the Mets or some.
No, I'm not.
I don't know.
About the Mets.
Something with the purple. What's the dude's name, man? Y'all help me out in the chat. The big purple character. And ever since he been around, the Mets been winning. I don't know, some crazy voodoo stuff. But that's that. Of course, Coach is fired up about his Liberty. I'm gonna get his analysis and reaction once the game is through. They are in the fourth quarter. Grimace, thank you, next shift. Thank you, next shift. Grimace. Since Grimace showed up, they've been on a hot streak. So yeah, the McDonald's character. That's who it is. So but we're gonna get into that, man. Of course, man. And like I said, man, Giants on Hard Knocks tonight. I know a lot of Giants fans is fired up about that. You know, Joe Shane has said some things that got some people intrigued. I'm gonna talk about that. Of course, the show is at 9. Tonight I will be watching it after we stream because I want to focus on the stream. So, and then the Jets, man. I want to ask the question: Is the Jets? Do the Jets got one of the best lines, trench play lines in the league right now? Jets team kind of going under the radar a little bit, even though Aaron Rodgers is on there somehow. He's disappeared back into a dark corner again. So, but we're going to get into the Jets. Free agency, NHL free agency is going on as well. Not hearing a lot of news from the New York teams, particularly the Rangers. I don't really keep up with the Devils too much, but I do keep my ear to the streets with the Devils and Islanders. Not hearing a lot on any of the fronts. If you guys have any news on that, tap it in the chat, man. You know what I mean? And we'll do our best to get the information on that. But Coach, man, where you want to set it off at, man? What's on your mind, Coach? Talk to us, man. You got the floor, man. What's good, Iman? Next shift in the chat. I see y'all. Yeah, about to expose Saquon. I hope they do. But Coach, what's on your mind, man? Talk to us.
You might as well start out with the Jets since you just that's the last thing you brought up. So let's start with them. So I mean, and since we both Giants fans, so we don't. I don't want it to seem like we always hating on the Jets and
not at all.
We don't ever start off. No, I know.
Will towards the Jets,
but perception is reality. That's the whole thing.
It is. So you're right.
Let's start out with the Jets.
So do the Jets have the best trenches in the NFL? Now, we gonna pull up the roster. I'm gonna do that for y'all. But I'm asking this question based off PFF's rankings. I know a lot of people don't like PFF, but a lot of people do respect their rankings when it comes to the offensive line, particularly. And so again, the Jets have the 5th ranked line according to PFF, offensive line, and they have the 1st best defensive line. And in comparison, the Giants are 18th, I think, in the defensive line, which is, I think that's cap. And they are, we already know what they are on the offensive line. So we ain't got to talk about it. But until they prove something on the field, they're going to always be ranked low, and that's fair. But the D-line, I disagree. But anyway, we're talking about the Jets. So do the Jets have the best trenches in the NFL? Let me pull up their current roster real quick so we can take a look at who these cats got. But Coach, what's your thoughts on this, man? What is your initial thoughts? Just hearing this question.
If I'm going based off of projections, and that's all I'm going based off because they haven't played a damn game yet.
That's facts.
So, and that's what I'm basing everything off of. Thank you. With the players that they brought in, I have to be respectful and say I do understand why they're perceived to have one of the better offensive line because they do have some talented players. Now you can argue, some of them have injury histories, they haven't played together, all of that, and that's fine. That's legitimate. But if you're just talking about projections and PFF and their ratings, I do understand where they're coming from in saying that they have the fifth best offensive line in the league. So, come on, thank you.
Jefferson got nothing here. Says want bag doodle, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Says the Yankees have issues. Yeah. We're gonna talk about them Yankees right after they finish with the game. Mac, the Giants fan, what's good with you, Mac, man? Appreciate you, man. Long time no hear, brother. Hope all is well with you, brother. Hope to see you at the tailgate. This, of course, we got the tailgate planned. But I also want to see you on the show sometime, man. Come stop by, man. Holler at us, man. If you get some time, Mac. You're always welcome, man. You're the Big Blue Crew. You're our brother, man. But appreciate you tapping in with us.
Well, now if you look at their starting five, projected starting five, that's a good starting five. And think about this. Think about this. They drafted an offensive tackle at number. They traded back to 11, right?
That's true, yeah.
And he's not even projected to start. So that tells you if everything goes right, then yes, they do have a good, talented offensive line, on paper. But the proof is in the pudding, and you have to put it on the line on the field. So, and that's what it boils down to. So,
article by PFF says, after performing as one of the worst units in the 2023 season, the Jets' offensive line mightily improved this offseason. Veteran tackles Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses finished both among the 10 highest graded offensive tackles in 2023 and could form one of the best duos in 2024. The Jets also get back one of their best young guards in the league, Elijah Vera-Tucker, who missed most of the 2023 season due to injury. I mean, again, is it the best in the league, though? Let's talk about it. What about San Francisco?
Yeah, it's best in the
Philadelphia.
League. You see, and that's the thing. The
Lions.
If you want to say best in the league, no. But if you want to say at number 5, that's why I said number 5. I do understand.
Remember, we talking about both. My question is, and we haven't even got to the defensive line yet. My question is, do the Jets have the best trenches in the NFL combined?
See, now you said both.
Because defensively, they have them ranked first. So I'm saying they're fifth and first. According to PFF now.
I'm not even
it's
talking
harder
about
the
PFF,
city.
so I'm talking
That's what I'm
about
saying. It's
me.
harder the city. We talking about this. So what's up? Let's look at the D line. Hold on. Let's scroll down.
D line, I know is I believe it's one of the top 2 in the league. I don't even have to. You can look at it. So? I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Reddick, Quincy Williams, Quinnen Williams, C.J. Mosley, Kinlaw, and Jermaine Johnson.
Well, you said D line. You said D line. Mosley is not D line. He's a linebacker.
Well, he's a middle linebacker, but
that's why I'm being specific. You said D line.
Well, okay. Well, you're talking about Reddick and Jermaine Johnson as the edge rushers.
Kinlaw and Quinnen
Williams.
Yes, I have to say that's probably one of the best in the leagues.
Okay.
So and then and that's why when we say trenches for me. Is the offensive line it's not linebackers, it's not running backs, it's not tight ends.
Okay. I gotta stop you here because again, some linebackers are considered edge rushers. And in some schemes, the edge rushers do play on the defensive line.
Yes.
So again,
what's the jet scheme? The jet scheme is a forefront.
Is a 4-3, right?
So the linebackers are not included in the defensive
those
line.
Linebackers aren't. Yeah,
so
you're right.
that's why I'm not including them.
But I just want to clarify though, because sometimes we say linebackers when they're really edge rushers. But
edge rushers
in this situation, the C.J. Mosley is not an edge rusher. I understand that.
Here's the thing. Understand my thoughts. It's just like with the Giants. I do not consider Burns and Thibodeau defensive linemen. I consider them linebackers.
Well, then that's
Because our base is a 3 front. See, and that's the thing.
But your base, but how much are you on your base defense? That's another question.
That's not the point. The point is the position. What is your base? You start from your base and work your way out. You can have your specials. You can go nickel and dime.
So
you can go,
if Kayvon Thibodeau is standing up 4% of the time, and the other 96% of the time he's rushing from a 3-point stance and is with his hand in the dirt as a D lineman. Is he still a linebacker? Position?
Yes.
Okay.
For me, okay. See, and again, what is your base front? What you don't.
I understand your base, but a lot of you not in your base most of the time. So
I don't care about that. That's not the point. The point is when you look at the depth chart, how do you see them listed? If you pulled up the Giants, it will say outside linebacker. So I understand how they play, but the point. That's why I say your base, and which you said the point is the defensive, the trenches.
The trenches.
And this is the argument, and I get it, and that's this is the conflicting with the average fan. I get it. That's how you look at it. But for me, because you said to me you disagree. I respect that. But for me, when I sit down and I break down what is your base front, when you say linemen, it's your defensive ends in a 3 front will be a 5 technique and your nose guard. Period. That's it. Your linebackers can do different things. You can flex your linebackers out. They can come up and they can rush the passer all the time, but they still have the opportunity to drop in pass coverage. That's why they're linebackers. And then as a 4 front, you have 4
So who's
linemen.
Who's the 3-down lineman in the Giant scheme?
It's Dexter. It's right now, I believe, Nacho in your base set, and it's either going to be Phillips or Davison or Riley, one of those 3, I believe.
Okay.
But no, let's get back to the Jets. Let's not go to the Giants.
Yeah.
Focus on the Jets.
Yes. Nick, what's good, man? This is your coach. How we feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, bro. Thank you.
But is it okay? Is it the best in the NFL? That's the question.
The Jets, in terms of both sides?
Both sides.
I'm going to say they're probably number 2 or 3.
Who would you put over them then?
I'm definitely going to put San Francisco as number 1, and Philly might, depending on what they do with their young group, is probably going to be number 2. It's the debate between those 2 right now. I mean, Philly has taken a step back because also you lost your starting center, your Hall of Fame center. So, yeah, I'm bringing it back. Thank you. We finally did it. But
we did it, man. We finally did it.
Yeah, you get the monkey off the back. So, but that's why I'm saying they're either 2 or 3 in terms of what we're talking about for this situation. You know, they can go out there and play and get shit to bed. Excuse my language, and or God forbid you get some injuries because they have guys who have an injury history. So, but right now for today, based on this projection, I'd have to put them at 2 or 3. That defensive line, I can argue. You can argue San Francisco is 1. I can argue the Jets is 1. So, and that's what brings it up. And then their offensive line, the projection. I mean, and you got a top.
Can't wait for this NFL season, boy. Because these New York Giants are getting so much disrespect. To have the Giants at 18. Now, the Jets, don't get me wrong, they have a good defensive line. But, I'm sorry. We got the best defensive lineman in the NFL. Now, on the offensive line, of course, that's not comparable. Now, when you're looking at San Francisco, you're looking at Philly, I think it does compare to the Jets on paper. This is all on paper. And you got 2 guys that been injured a lot. And to me, I mean, Quinny Williams is nice, Ken Law, Reddick and Jermaine Johnson. You know what I'm saying? But their edge rushers are included in the defensive line.
Their edge rushers are the defensive end. So
Right.
that's why
I
they're
understand.
included.
I understand. I understand. But when you look at the Giants' defensive line, we're not including the edge rushers according to you.
But they're
So
different. They're different. And that's what I'm saying. They're different positions.
I understand, but again, so if we expand this to front seven, maybe that's a better term.
But
Now,
how can you do that
it,
defense?
is
But
it
see,
now?
you're making the offense and putting them at a disadvantage in a sense. Because now, do you include tight ends into if you're going to do that with the line with the defense? Are you going to include tight ends? Are you going to include running
I'm just
backs?
talking about it in the as far as in the trenches are concerned.
I get it. Tight ends are trenches. Then I get where you're
Okay, all
going.
right. This is going left. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. That's why I say I go with
because
a
tight
base.
ends and running backs are not what we're talking about here. We're talking about line play, particularly
But tight
getting
ends
to the
are,
quarterback and stopping other people from getting to the quarterback.
and if the tight ends
yeah,
doesn't do that,
yeah, they are. But again, is that the primary use here? So I mean, we're gonna be all over the place in this situation because now we can talk about wide receivers blocking and all this other stuff. So
no.
You
I
know what I'm
understand where you're
saying?
going, but I'll be honest with you. I really don't think you fully grasp where I'm going with my argument. But yeah, let's end it right
No,
here.
look, man, coach. I understand football. I know what the edge rushers are, and I know what the linebackers are. I'm debating you, bro. That's all I'm doing.
But what I'm getting at,
I know the
what I'm getting,
difference. I
no,
do know the
I
difference.
get you know the difference, but see, that's the problem when you say edge rushers. The Jets don't have their edge rushers. If you look at it, how are they listed? LDE, left
Well,
defensive end,
I'm
are
just saying it's based on the fact that a lot of these positions are interchangeable. So they came up. Look, back when we grew up, or back when I grew up in your day, yeah, it was you're a linebacker or you're a D line or an ed. I mean a DN. Now since the schemes are so interchangeable, they came up with this position called edge. Edge was not a position back in the 80s. See what I'm saying? I know what I'm talking about, coach. So trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that since they're so interchangeable now, based on current definition of what an edge rusher is, it would be fair to include that as well. But let's get into the New York Giants on Hard Knocks, since we're on the football topic. Because again, I've never watched this Hard Knocks show. I know what it's about, but it's never been something that's really interests me, to be honest with you. As a content creator, particularly one who makes Giants content, this Hard Knocks show, and I think that's why a lot of Giants content creators and fans alike are pumped up for it or excited for it, whatever you want to call it. It's going to put a lot of rumors and speculation to rest, because a lot of debating that goes on in this community is speculation. Pretty much all of it's speculation, because unless they come out and say, hey, this is what we're doing, and even when they do that, people still don't believe it. So it's going to put a lot of speculation to rest, and it's going to give us some clues into how Joe Shane and Brian Day will operate. So again, not everybody's cup of tea. But me personally, I want to see what the hell's going on, and I want a lot of this rumor shit to be deaded, at least for a hot minute, if you want to say that, because you got all these content creators coming out with all this noise and yapping, yada yada yada, and unpopular opinion sports, going on 3 years now here in this community, I've done my talking as well, and people want to say things about me, but I've hit on a lot of my opinions and a lot of my analysis. You're not going to bat 1,000% in this game, in this industry. So, but when people come out and they say stuff about you, like, as if you're stupid, it's one of those things to me. I really want to see how this plays out. And I really want to see some people, have to eat that crow. I'm just going to be nice about it. So that's what I'm looking for on this Hard Knocks thing primarily. It's kind of personal for me at this point. But what are you guys looking forward to? I know there's the Saquon thing. They dropped a clip about the Brian Burns trade, how that kind of went down. Your man saying he wanted 2 firsts, and of course we know what they ended up giving the Panthers. So that's interesting to see how that kind of navigated. And throw your comments in the chat on what y'all are seeing or which I want to see coming up here in this training camp. To be honest with you, you know what I want to see this year? I want to see Daniel Jones go out there and throw 4,000 yards and about 30 touchdowns. And I want to see some people shit their pants. That's what I want to see. I'm selfish with it. I'm sorry. Raphael, what's good? What's good with you, man? Appreciate you tapping in. Iman says the Panthers are, you know what? Yep. They sure are. They sure are. Just getting back on. Well, it's not much, Tommy, man. We just chatting on the Hard Knocks thing. The show is debuting, I think, right now, actually. But I'm going to catch it afterwards and do a video on the analysis of it. But Giants fans are pumped up and excited about it. So, we're a New York sports show. We're going to talk Giants. We're going to talk Jets. We're going to get into the basketball here in just a second. Coach, talk to him for a second, man. I'm going to step out for a minute. Be right back. Talk to him.
All right. Well, I'm not a big fan of this whole program. I've never watched one episode of Hard Knocks, not one. So, but I get it. I get, the entertainment value it brings to most people, where me, it's not real. It's reality TV. Because no program, no organization, no coaching staff, no management staff is going to put their information out there on Front Street like that. You're just not. You're gonna try and mislead, and you're gonna play the game, and I get it. I understand. To the average fan, you want any little tidbit, anything, so you can try and dig in and try and figure out what's going on. And I respect that if that's what what you're holding on to. So, but for me, it's hey, you want to watch it, and you live by it and breathe by it, enjoy yourself. If you come and ask me, it's bullshit for me, because it's not real. It's not the truth, and that's just how I see it. You're not going to sit down and honestly get even a little bit of the smallest thing. You're not going to get into how they do their schemes, how they come up with their game plans. And that's the other thing that coaches are going to be paranoid about. Me as a coach, I would be paranoid about it. Am I going to give out any information that the opposition is going to be able to pick apart and use against me? So that's where I'm not an expertise in this. I'm not good with it because, I'm not going to watch it. I don't care to watch it, and I'm not going to break it down because it's insignificant to me. But I get it. If everybody else watches it and y'all get something and it gives you something, hey, great. More power to you. I respect y'all. I got nothing but love and respect for y'all to do that. But Hard Knocks for me, it's insignificant. Ugh, I can't talk today. Oh, and NYG, your girl, Carmela Cardoza, she fine. But getting back to the Hard Knocks. So yeah, no, I'm
I
just
hear you.
messing with you because they on right now. I'm watching them.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, they they
Yeah.
they 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 just won. So don't even worry about it. So they just
The
they
the
just beat
Liberty the
Atlanta.
Liberty one.
The Liberty won. Atlanta. I mean, the Sky just beat
Chicago Sky
Atlanta.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. Liberty won 76-67.
Hmm.
So we got that going on. Yankees trying to mount a comeback against the Reds. 5-3. I've
Oh,
been
okay.
checking in and out of this game. And the Mets and Nationals are tied up bottom of the ninth.
And
2-2.
Here's one thing about Chicago and Atlanta in the WNBA, which most people won't. The vast public don't know about it. The casual WNBA fans will not realize it, but these two franchises are led by two former Liberty players, and Tanisha Wright for Atlanta and Teresa Weatherspoon for Chicago. I'm just saying. So New York runs this. So
Hey, that's what's up, man.
so
So we
but
at
getting back to
76-67
hmm
final, right?
hmm
All right, let me get the right score up here. See, we keep you guys up to date on all the scores, highlights, all that good stuff, man. All the analysis, man. So y'all hit that like button for us. Please hit that like button. Share on your social media platforms.
hmm
Hit the notification bell for me and Coach. Hit the subscribe button for me and Coach, so you know when you're getting all these new live
Oh
streams,
boy.
shorts, unpopular opinions. I'm really gonna be cranking out the content for you guys coming up here this season. Me as well as the whole Big Blue crew. We got big things planned. So I'm telling you, keep it locked, man, and you're gonna get the best content here. This content is authentic, not authentic, but that's a shot. It is,
Yeah,
but it's
Tommy.
real and it's the truth.
Yeah, Tommy. Your Jetsons are nice, man.
And I
They
got a,
they
I
they're
got a,
coming around.
I got a, I got a little reel that I'm putting out, man, with cut up of my unpopular opinions. Y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all stay tuned for that. Giants on Hard Knocks. Like I said, we're gonna get back into the Hard Knocks thing. If you guys got any Giants questions, put them in the chat. Giants conversation is coming back on the 21st. Training camp previews, in-depth analysis. We going in the whole 9 yards. Host big training camp preview, 53-man roster projections and all that good stuff. I got cooking up for Giants conversations. We're gonna be bringing trivia back, all that good stuff. But this heart of the city, man, and hey, we gotta keep it moving, man. We gotta keep it moving. Knicks. Lot of celebration in Manhattan. Pulled off the big trade for Mikal Bridges. The man they've been hunting for a minute now. Brought back OG Anunoby, and who I said that this Bridges thing would have made much sense if they lost Anunoby, so they was able to re-sign him. So kudos to that. But they did lose Hartenstein and are still looking for a number 2 center behind Mitchell Robinson. But that was all fine and dandy until Philadelphia went out and got Paul George. And kicked the Knicks back, in my opinion, to the third best team in the conference. But they got to play the games on the court, not on paper. And what other moves can this Knicks team make to solidify their spot in the Eastern Conference now? This team is not playing around now. Everything they're telling us, they're going for a championship. So that is the expectation that you set. So I don't want to hear anything about, we get to the conference finals and bump that. I'm being told this is a championship roster by Knicks fans, by adopted Knicks fans like Kendrick Perkins, and by anybody else who has a voice. This is a championship team, apparently. So the expectations are there. So don't bring back no Eastern Conference finals appearance to New York. I'm just speaking from a New York standpoint now, from a city standpoint. Y'all talking all that noise, go win a championship. I don't care about Hartenstein. Talk to me, Knicks fan. What you got?
You never once heard me talk about championship, did you? So don't ever say Knicks fans. Some Knicks fans, okay, I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
The majority of your fan base.
Okay, and I'll give you the majority I talk to is not even talking like that. The majority that I talk to, and it's an extensive, and I'm tapped into not just on Twitter X, but on the book, and I got people in the streets. They're all like me. This is a wait and see approach right now because this team is not finished.
Now
it's not.
Now we waiting and seeing.
No, see, now we waiting. I've always been like that. I've never changed up. How you gonna come at me now? We. Did I ever say championship? Did I ever say that to you?
What's the goal here?
No, bro. Did I, Coach Ed, say to you?
What you said is what you said. But I'm saying,
okay, but you just said,
and what the goal here is, according to the Knicks and what they have done and everything that they have said.
I said since day one, since the trade, this is a wait
they
and see.
plan on winning the championship. They said,
that's the ultimate goal.
Randall back.
Let's be real. You can talk about the Brooklyn. No. Hear me out. You can sit here and talk about the Nets are going in. But the bottom line is you still are trying to compete for a championship. Don't give me that bullshit about,
we talking about two different levels.
No.
Nah,
you said,
man.
what's the
You're
ultimate
not
goal?
Give me the coach talk now.
No, you said, what's the ultimate goal? I don't give a fuck about the other Knicks fans. They could suck a stiff one from me, bro. Seriously. No, I'm tired of people putting me in the same caliber with a lot of these other people out there. I'm talking about Coach Ed. That's what I'm trying to get you to address.
Okay.
You putting me with everyone else.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I was very vulgar and disrespectful, but I'm trying to make a point.
Hey, we talking sports, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm your brother.
Coach Ed. I've always said since day one of this trade, it's been a wait and see approach.
Okay.
The ultimate goal with any team.
What are we waiting for then?
Because they're not finished. They may not be finished constructing the team.
The question is, what's next? What's next then?
You were talking about this is a championship team, and you're not. You have to get a backup center. You have to see what you have to try and do because you don't have one. Is it going to be Precious Achiuwa? Is it going to be this dude who they're talking about in Utah or some other guy in Charlotte? They're losing out on all the other centers that are signing everywhere else. So it's not a finished product.
Yeah.
Now, I've said from day one, Boston is number one. Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and New York are all in that same caliber. I've been saying that with the Paul George. Yes, they've done a great job. You're bringing in Drummond, Eric Gordon, bringing back Oubre. Yes, they've done a good job. Right now, I can also respect your argument that they're number two and the Knicks are number three. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But the bottom line is, Boston is far ahead of New York, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia, period. Case closed. The others are a group. And then some people want to try and throw Miami into the mix. Okay, I'll say, you know what, give me Orlando. I'll take Orlando over Miami, but they're like right below them. So in terms of the Knicks, same thing with the Nets. There's things that you guys have to do to continue to build your franchise.
We talking about Knicks.
I understand. What I'm saying is you set the ultimate goal. What I'm saying is
every team's
ultimate goal is to win a chase a championship.
Okay, let me
as far as the Knicks,
what's your expectation?
I don't have an expectation right now because they're not done.
Okay.
I can't have an expectation because I don't know what the finished product is or going into the season what they're going to go with. Let
me spin this.
Yes, I'm a coach. I'm going to.
So when you as currently constructed with this Knicks team, if you don't do anything else, are they a championship roster? Are they a championship team in your opinion? Championship caliber team.
The only championship team in the East is the Celtics.
Okay.
And that's I'm talking about Philly too. They're not championship ready, in my opinion, either. That's how I see it. And right now, I'm thinking
not
it's
going
the
to let Knicks
Sixers.
fans off the hook because again, here's some more debate for you. Yeah. We've been off the air for a minute.
No, you just keep saying I'm not going to let Knicks fans, and I keep trying. I'm attacking your.
You affiliated with this team. I don't care if I'm affiliated. I have to deal with all the Giants nonsense, even though we're not those type of Giants fans. I have to deal with that nonsense too,
and I got to deal with
people pissing on the Nets. Like we're some secondary franchise like Next Shift is putting out there, even though we got 2 ABA championships. Oh, yeah. More recently than the Knicks NBA championships. And the Knicks didn't win those NBA championships while the merger was going on. It was before the merger. So how much weight do they little NBA championships got when they had a handful of teams over there playing like the Nets did in the ABA? Y'all gonna stop putting the Nets out there like they some booty franchise or something like that, and then pump these Knicks up who haven't done a damn thing.
So then, I'm going to include you with all the other Nets fans who talk shit to me. Then, see, that's the thing I'm trying to get you to stop doing. You're talking about I'm associated with the franchise. Just because somebody else says this or that does not mean Coach Ed subscribes to it. That's not fair.
Well, we're getting your opinion right now, and that's why I asked you the question that I asked you.
But you keep saying I'm not going to let you Knicks fans off. That's what you keep saying.
And if you're taking it personal, I'm sorry, but there are Knicks fans that.
I play on words, NYG. You know that I'm very specific. I am Captain Literal. If you watch me, I always say it, and I always do this. I'm very literal.
I'm Captain Unpopular Opinion, and I got some smoke.
Your smoke is fine. To the other Knicks fans or whoever comes at your franchise, fine, no problem. But what I'm getting at is, I don't like being categorized with everyone else. I'm weird. I like being different and like being alone. And just like your unpopular opinion, guess what? So am I to a certain extent. And when you put me with everyone else, that pisses me the fuck off. It really does. Because don't nobody speak for Coach Ed but Coach Ed. And I don't speak for no one else. I let y'all speak, put your foot in your own mouth, and give you enough rope to hang yourself.
As a rival franchise, I'm just going to tell you how fans think, Mr. Coach Ed Gladney.
I know how fans think, and I refuse to accept it. That's what you're not getting. I refuse to accept it. I know what fans think. No, I don't.
Because as a rival franchise, I'm not separating you, Knicks fans. They don't separate Giants fans. Do Eagle fans separate Giants fans? No, we're all Giants fans to them. Just like they're all Eagles fans to us. Just like you're all Knicks fans. Just like we're all Net fans. Now, with the Giants, weird. I understand because we're both Giants fans and we can agree that there is the separation in there. We see it. We're both in the community. I'm not in the Knicks community. I don't know what y'all split on what y'all thinking. Yeah, I tap in from here and there, but bro,
I'm not deep into the Nets community, but I know enough not to put everyone
fans,
together.
I say Knicks fans.
But the thing is, if you ever watch me, don't I always say some Nets fans? Or some fans? That's all I'm getting at. That's all I'm getting at.
Okay. Well, some Knicks fans.
There you go.
Not
I'm
named
good.
Coach Ed Gladney.
No. I'm good. You just made this old fat coach happy, man. You made me. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very literal. I am. My kids tell me this all the time. They're like, I'm a damn lawyer. Yeah, you're
and I
right.
love fucking with him for it. Pause.
Yeah, I know he does.
Mosley, what's good with you, man? Peace, man. Peace and love. Yeah, man. They keep talking about our Nets, man. Let's get into these Nets, man. Hey, I ain't letting it go no more with you, Knicks fan. I try to be nice, and they just keep on poking the bear. But
what bear?
Nets.
What bear?
You don't see it back there.
Bear's something you got to respect and you got to be afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, because you fucking with me. You fucking with me. That's why I'm coming back at you, man.
And when bears hibernate, and when they come out, they hungry, right? I've been hibernating for a minute. You know what I'm saying? We back on the air now. Time to get spicy. All right, man. Nets trade Bridges and re-sign Nick Claxton. The Nets, I mean, people talking about this trade. I think the Nets got a wonderful deal here, especially due to the fact that they needed these picks to start this rebuild. Looks like Judge hit a homers, 5-4. They needed these picks to reset and restart this rebuild here. So, kudos to the Knicks for dishing out those picks for the Nets to get right again. Now, what you gonna do with them? You know, what you gonna do with them? They was able to get their picks back from the Rockets by flipping the Suns picks, so they have all their picks back now. Outside of the third pick that they had to give up this year. So the Nets are back on track, pick-wise, as far as the future is concerned. We have a chance to rebuild now the proper way. And this is something that, Coach, I heard you touch on your show the other day about the how teams are being built now. Mm-hmm. in the NBA is starting to change due to the CBA. Mm-hmm. So the Nets are doing this the right way. You know, we're seeing big threes start to falter now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know what Philly's big three is going to do here with Paul George and Joel Embiid, two hurt players. But the point is, teams are drafting and they're starting to develop talent now. Mm-hmm. And they're retaining that talent as opposed to going out and shopping for free agents every year. So the Nets have a chance now to start retaining talent, and that's why they signed Nick Claxton, which I was a component of. You know, because, again, that's the wave that's going now in the NBA. You may get and you see the Knicks do it. You know, I pick on the Knicks and all that, but you know, I've come on the show many times and said I like the direction that they're moving. You know, they didn't go out and get now the trade. We could talk about how to trade and given what they gave up for Bridges, but again, they went and got a player that fit their culture, as opposed to going out and getting somebody that's more of a star player. So the Nets have a chance to build it that way, build it the OKC way. You know, they're able to slowly get. They're gonna have to slowly pick this thing back up. Now the next move, as far as the Nets concerned, is you gotta start getting some of these contracts out of there, particularly Cam Johnson's. And probably Dorian Finney-Smith. The Ben Simmons contract, I mean, I can't stand Ben Simmons. And when I say I can't stand, I just mean as a basketball player. I don't have no ill will towards no athletes that haven't done anything to me. I can only go on what I hear and say and see. But as a basketball player, he sucks. He stinks. I can't stand him. So, but he's only on a 1 year deal. His deal's up, so they can let the contract ride out. They'll have a ton of a cap space in 2025, and they have 4 first-round picks and a 2025 draft, which is loaded with talent. Me and Coach went over this Friday on the Blacktop podcast. Y'all go check that out. But the 2025 or the 2024 high school class that's going into the season with guys like Ace Bailey and Cooper Flag in that class. And there's other good players in that class too. Don't get it wrong. That's just the top of the class. Big fan Breezy. Yo, yeah, bro. Of course you could anytime you want to come on the show, man. Let me send you the link. I'm gonna send it to your Twitter page. But yeah, it's definitely a much better class than this year. And I think that's why the Nets weren't trying to trade into this draft necessarily. They stood pat, they didn't because there was speculation that they want to trade into this draft, but there's the link for you, Breezy. But it was speculation that they wanted to trade into this draft, but they stood back, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that because again, this team is rebuilding, and there's no need to rush things. There's no need to bring in players when you don't really even know what you got in the players that you have on your squad already. And I'm particularly speaking about the picks they got last year in Clowney and Dariq Whitehead, who didn't really play any games last year. I think he played a handful of games, couple games, something like that. But 2 different teams moving in 2 different directions. Because I'm saying the Knicks pushing towards the top. The Nets going to be pushing towards the bottom because they trying to get that number 1 pick. It's a good chance they get it too. Good chance they get it. I said what I had to say about Mikal Bridges, but it's not just about the player, it's about the direction. When you move one of your better players, and then it's going to signal rebuild, especially when you're just doing it for picks. Coach, what's your thoughts on the basketball landscape in the city right now? And let me clarify this. You got the Liberty, you got the Knicks, you got the Nets. We know the Nets ain't gonna win nothing for right now, so I can't even really put them in this take them serious in this question. But all right, I throw it in the chat, man. This is for Big Friend Breezy. If you hit this link, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. You're gonna sit back and wave in the background today, because this is gonna be a solid 2-hour show.
You want me to send it to him? Because I know which link which account he's talking about. He has 2. I know he has 2.
Okay. Yeah, if you could send it to him.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I got you, Breezy.
But, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So we trying to see the Nets are trying to rebuild and see what they got in this young talent. But Coach, the Liberty top of the league right now. I believe they got the best record, right? The Knicks, everything they made, all the moves they done made. What we talking here? Championship? Is that
Breezy,
fair to say?
Breezy, check your account now. All right, you got it. I see it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's as far as the Liberty, that's the expectation. Yes, I
It
said it
should be for the
earlier.
Knicks too.
I said it earlier. It's still a wait and see, and it's still early. I can't sit here and say I get I get everyone, the vast majority of Knicks fans. I do understand that thought. Again, what did I say earlier? Boston is the East right now, and then everyone else is underneath them. So I can't sit here and say my expectation is championship. Do I want them to get to a championship? Hell yes. Hell yes. But, as currently constructed, I don't know who their backup center power forward is for that matter. Because you only have Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle technically as your bigs on your roster. Oh, Jericho Sims. I'm sorry. Let me not disrespect Jericho. He's on the
Put some
rosters.
respect on Jericho's name, man.
No, but his game overall is still developing. So, but again, to count on him to help you get to it, it's not like with Hartenstein. It's not even like with Precious Achua. You could at least count on those two over Jericho Sims. The way the Knicks are currently constructed, they still got to add some pieces, in my opinion. How, what they got to do, what they got to send out, that's to be debated. But right
you got
now,
more confidence in the Liberty or the Knicks?
Oh, hell yes, the Liberty. Far and away the Liberty.
So, okay. You're taking a cautious approach.
No, I'm not taking a cautious approach. I'm looking at the facts. It's not being cautious. Right now, if the Knicks played a 7-game series against Boston, they're not beating Boston in 7 games.
Here's my pushback, though. I don't understand what they're doing. If you're giving up all these picks for Mikal Bridges and you re-sign and you're throwing out money for OG Anunoby, and for you to tell me that that's not what they're doing now, that they're still behind Boston and they're still behind
yes, they're still behind. But I never said Philadelphia. You said Philadelphia. I said Philadelphia,
said
Milwaukee.
Philadelphia earlier.
I said Philadelphia, Milwaukee, and New York are all on the same plane. Boston far exceeds them. Now, if you want to debate how they're positioned, they're all together the same.
Debate is just Boston now. Okay.
Yes, Boston is far and away better than all three of those teams.
Okay.
The rest of the East. So that's why
Nick fan dancing from the smoke tonight. So I'm gonna give Big Fan. I'm
not dancing from shit. Don't ever say that. No. I'm not dancing from shit. I'm talking facts. You always talk about being fair and talking about facts. That's facts. How can you compete?
All these Knicks fans, again, you saying you're not one of them, but
I'm not saying anything.
I'm bringing that smoke because all I'm getting now is the Nets are just a dumb, stupid franchise, and how the Knicks, we gave them a championship.
Okay, so
then
all Giants fans who come at me, every Giants fan who come at me,
you're telling me you're not even confident they can win a championship. So what's all that? What are they doing then? What are they doing then?
NYG, they're still not done. You're not listening, and you're ignoring the fact.
They are done. They're in the toilet.
All right, whatever. Finish what you got to say. You got it. You got the mic, bro. You got the mic. You got the mic, man.
Breezy. What's good with you, man?
Oh man.
You see shit like this. Why get on one? And I'm sorry you taking the blunt of it, coach, man. But goddamn it. You're going to stop with the next
Houston Rockets fan too.
Slander.
You're talking.
It ain't just him. It ain't just him. I just pulled up the comment.
But you said this is why he's a Houston Rockets fan. But you bring it to the Knicks for somebody else's dirt.
Because the Knicks fans are worse.
All right.
They worse.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh man, what's good? Yeah, what's going on?
Good with you, man? Appreciate you joining the show, man. Ain't have you over here for a minute, man. What's good with you, man? First of all, man, drop your info, your page info, man. Tell them what you got going on, man. Then talk to us.
I'm a big fan Breezy. I cover the Nets. I'm covering the free agency and everything like that. But yeah, if I try to find out about more than what I'm saying, the Nets, I like to come to the heart of the city. They talk all sports in New York. So if y'all ain't gonna see me on my page, you'll probably see me here. But so shout out to heart of the city, man. I know y'all been doing this for what, 2 years straight now. Two,
Yup.
Sorry.
Almost at 100 episodes.
almost that big 100. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Or but yeah, the Macau Bridges, even though the thing is not finalized yet, I don't want them to finalize it until we get Deuce McBride. If we can't get Deuce McBride, I say trash the whole deal.
Wow.
I feel like Macau Bridges came here and he put
So
on the
so
jersey.
hold up. Oh, I just want to stop you there real quick. Let the people know exactly what you're talking about when you're talking about it's not finalized, because a lot of fans don't understand that a lot of what you're hearing is all rumor and speculation. And this is where Coach gets on me and a lot of other people is that it ain't done officially yet. So it still could be some other pieces and some other parts moved in this deal. But go ahead,
Yeah,
Breezy.
yeah. To add to your point, I feel like the okay, they didn't finalize it because the money not right, and that's on the Knicks side of things. They gotta make room because they gave OG that big contract. And since they didn't do it, it can't be finalized because the way the books is money wise, they not able to complete the trade. So they gotta kind of get somebody else off of the roster to make room for Mikal Bridges' contract. I think that person should be, or that player should be, Deuce McBride. I like Precious and Jericho Simmons. I mean, for what it's worth, he's okay, but Deuce McBride can really move the needle for the Brooklyn Nets. So I don't want the trade to actually happen unless we get Deuce McBride. I did a whole stream on that for like 20 minutes. I had a rant. A lot of Nets fans don't agree with me, but that's how I feel. And also, I hear you, Coach. And I'm not saying that the Knicks are not in contention. I think they're a second round team or better, but I feel like I took them out of the winning the championship conversation when they didn't sign Hartenstein. I feel like Hartenstein got overlooked because of OG. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Hartenstein deserved the contract from the Knickerbockers, and because he didn't get it, I think that's going to stifle them because of the pick and roll between Jalen Brunson and Hartenstein. Now, mind you, Jalen Brunson's still going to put up points, but he was very dangerous because of Hartenstein. Not to mention that, when the Knicks didn't have Mitchell Robinson, it wasn't no chink in your armor. You know what I'm saying? Because Hartenstein and everything he brought to the game with the pick and roll with him and Brunson, it was just too hard to stop. Out with the offensive rebounds and getting second chances, the Knicks were real tough to beat last season. But I said that to say Hartenstein was overlooked because of OG and whatever he did in that short, I don't know, less than half of a season. And I'm not taking nothing away from OG. He's a great addition, but he cannot provide the same thing that Hartenstein provided. So not having Hartenstein, I feel like they lost paint presence on the defense and offensive side of the ball. And I took him out of the championship conversation because of that, because Hartenstein, in my opinion, it was that instrumental to the Knicks winning. But yeah, man, I ain't stressing Mikal Bridges not being on the team. I think he's better off the team. He brung the locker room down. His morale was
Yeah.
low. He mentally was, and his heart was with the Knicks the entire time. We was up 4 versus the Knicks until he came. He made sure that we lost every game. You know what I'm saying? No matter of fact,
And
he
that
got
is
us
a
6
good
losses.
point. Yeah, since he got here, we haven't beat the Knicks.
Yeah, 6 losses with him. So I think he did that
Wow.
intentionally. I call canoodling. I call any type of fraternizing that you ain't supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like who makes commercials with the rivals across town in the middle of the season? Who goes on podcast episode 2? Like, bro, like
Yeah.
what is happening right now? So I don't even if it's not finalized to land a plane, even if it's not finalized, don't send Mikal Bridges back here. We don't want him. They either give us Deuce McBride or
Nah,
send Mikal Bridges to Orlando. Send him somewhere, but not the
Mikal
Knicks.
Bridges might get punched in his face, man, if he gets
Damn.
seen on the Brooklyn streets. I'm dead ass, man. That dude is a sucker. And now I've been one to harp on KD, and I've been one to talk about Saquon Barkley and what he did. Mikal Bridges might be a bigger sucker than both of them. Word up. Like, you straight played the Brooklyn Nets. Like, you was doing all this Brooklyn Bridges and all this, like you were just, and then to ask for a trade, like to go into Sean Marks' office and say, trade me to the rival team after, like, yeah, bro. Like, we don't do that in Brooklyn. Like, take your ass over there, man. Like, for real. Get him up out of here.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a sucker.
Yeah, I think it intensifies the rivalry.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to downplay the rivalry, but even if you didn't think it was a rivalry before this Mikal Bridges thing, all right, fine. But him doing that, fans feel away. We do. We feel away. Like that
Check
was
your
just
Twitter, man cave, for the link. Yeah,
so.
my bad.
Nah, that's all I wanted to say about I would never call him Brooklyn Bridges ever in my life again. You know what I'm saying? He's a toll bridge, you know what I mean? So,
You know what I've come to realize, and where I'm lacking over you guys, is I'm not a fan of any team per se. And I say it like this: I don't get emotionally attached to players like you guys do. It's Saquon Barkley, Mikal Bridges, whatever. It don't matter. They're assets. Every last play, teams could do whatever they want with these players, and players can do whatever they want. And fans, I get it. You're emotionally invested. You buy jerseys and so on and so forth. And I guess number one, understanding the business side of it, having owned minor league semi-pro football teams and seeing players jump from team to team, I get it. I get it more and more. I'm not like you guys in that regard, which is why I say I'm weird. I'm different because they're assets to me. They're like pawns, and the teams can do whatever they need to do. The players can do.
So is it fair to look like coaches like that too?
Yeah. This is a business, man.
Right.
This is
as long
business.
As you being fair with it, yeah.
No, I've never had an issue. I never had a problem with Riley when he left and went to Miami. Okay. A lot of Knicks fans did. LeBron James with his, whatever. I don't have an issue. Never had an issue with it. And I guess that's why I don't go to the extreme to that point in terms of players. I just want to make sure our people understand I'm talking about players and coaches, even management, because they're assets. The owners can do whatever they want. They're the ones writing the checks. And I see why
that's what the owners though. But
yeah, no, I'm saying
the player has a say too.
Yeah, everyone has a say. You can go wherever you want to go.
That's what I
fans get emotional about.
Yes, the play, and it's not. See, when people say emotional, it's like we being on some bitch shit. And that's why I don't like that word emotional. I hate that fucking word.
But see, we all get amped up. We get amped up to the point. Let's be real,
because some people can be non-emotional in certain situations, and it hurt them.
Hold on, Coach. I just wanted to say, when you say emotional, what I will say is about the game, the competitive integrity, the integrity of being competitive. You don't just get your ass whipped and then join the team that whooped your ass. Like KD going to the Warriors, that's the competitive. I question his competitive integrity. Mikal Bridges, he pretty much put it in our face, Paul, the whole entire time that he didn't want to be at the Barclays, and you could see he wasn't invested mentally. If you watch post game interviews, you know what I'm saying. I do the whole bit. I watch the post game interviews.
that part you're right, because what you're really doing is you're selling out your teammates. Fuck the fans, fuck the
Whoa.
organization. You're selling that part. But as a fit, that I leave to the players. I don't need. I'm like whatever. If the players want to handle that. This is also a day and age where, you know what, bro. Sorry, players in any sport, they're comrades with everyone.
What's good with you, bro?
They're best friends with each other, man. Think about it. Some
yeah,
kids.
you right, coach, and that's I guess that's why we look like old school.
Yeah.
You know, because I root for the team. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? I root for the team. I don't root for the players. I don't get emotionally invested in the players. I just call the players out when they leave my team.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they do my team dirty. Dude, am I calling out LeBron for the holding the Lakers hostage right now? I could do videos about that, but again, I don't care.
But I guess see, I gotta find the right word, because you're saying you don't like the emotional, but
I don't.
What I'm saying
that's
is
personal,
no. It's an emotional investment, because you don't have really much so you're attached to the team. You're fans of the teams. We're fanatics of the team. So when you do your team wrong, you get upset. That's where I'm saying the emotional aspect. You're calling out the players. It's still from it's not no bitch move where you're trying to make it effeminate, but you're defending your team the best way you can with your voice and yelling and rant. We all do. I've done it too in that regard. But I also
was doing it earlier.
But I also
he was cursing out the screen when your girls was playing. So Mr. Emotional.
But that's the team in the game. Wait a minute. Whoa. Stop it. That's the game. That's the game. That's the here and the. Guess what?
This man was on it. I'm like, what in the hell?
Wait,
he calling me emotional for calling out Bridges.
But see, you're calling out the play. I'm talking about the game. What's going on with the game? Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm talking about the game at the moment. Mm-hmm. But once the game is done, see, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But wait a minute. See, here's the thing too. All right.
Yeah.
As competitors, right? We always have a saying: leave that shit between the white lines when the game is done. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be ranting and yelling. I'm gonna be yelling at officials. I'm gonna be cursing out officials as a coach. I've done that. I've received flags, because I've been over the edge. But once the game is done, I don't take that shit personal with the officials, with the other team, because that's all in the battle. Mm-hmm. Watching the game, yes, you're right. I'm going to rant and rave, but once the game is done, I'm not bitching and complaining about them. I'm not into some conspiracy theories like others. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just the opposite.
No,
maybe I talk less during the game and more after the game. I don't know.
But see, I'm the weird one. I admit it. I'm weird because I also look at it from a coaching perspective. I don't expect you guys to look at it from that, because you're not in my mind. You don't do. You can't see it the way I do. Oh damn, Breeze, you fucked my head up with that.
That's fair.
Yo, he's still posted in the chat. I'm like, he's sitting right here. It just threw me for a second.
I like his comment. He said passionate, not emotional. I like that comment.
No. No, it just threw me for a second. I'm like I said, I'm weird.
But let's let Man Cave get his comments on this situation, man. Man Cave, man, what's good with you, brother, man? Appreciate you tapping in with us, man.
Hey, no problem, bro. What's good? Salute to the chat. Salute to the panel, man.
Maintaining. What's and good? G, the link is in the chat if you want to join the panel, brother.
Yeah, I just want to talk about this Knicks thing, bro. Knicks fans, bro, we are confident. We ain't fucking scared of no fucking Boston, bro. And I'm telling you, the one position
that's what I'm talking about.
The one position that Boston is fucking weak at is in the fucking post. The Knicks is better than them in the post, and the Sixers are better than Boston in the post. That's when they're gonna get in that ass. They're gonna get in that ass. And that's what the thing that people fail to realize. Boston is only good on the wing players, but these other teams, they got wing players too now. So like I said, we're gonna bring it.
Is Horford still there?
Yeah, he's still there,
right?
He's still there.
Yeah, he ain't there. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said,
even without Hartenstein,
even
Mitchell Robinson
Because
a
guess what? Even without
question
Hartenstein,
mark.
like I said, Julius Randle will be back. He averages 20-something points a game. That's what the scoring is going to come in at. That 20-something points. The Celtics got no power forward that could body Randle in the post. None of them. Porzingis is a perimeter player. He's a perimeter player. That's all he
That's
is.
true.
He shoot jumpers. And
I'm
you
still
put him in
waiting
the
to
post, when
see.
you get physical with these foreign players, they bitch up. They tend to bitch up when that physicality comes. You know what I'm
Still
saying?
waiting to see.
Victor
Man cave
Robinson
him.
controlling the boards, bro. He's controlling them boards. When he's in there, ain't nobody fucking with that dude in the post. In the post.
Now, Mitch, remember I was saying about Mitch that you guys were gonna miss him in the playoffs. You know.
Oh no, bro. I totally understand what Mitch. Like I said, that's the only thing when he's not healthy.
I think he's the better center than
he is
Hartenstein.
to me.
That's
He is
just
the better
my
center.
unpopular opinion.
Everybody's fooled by this Hartenstein thing. Hartenstein is good, but he's not good. He's good at a lot of
I
things.
feel like he
He's
got
not-
exposed
he's
a little
not-
bit in the
he's not
playoffs.
dominant at one thing, and that's what I don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got exposed in the playoffs and stuff like that. And I know he was playing. Let's say he was playing with Achilles. You know, he's been playing with it all season, so I could give him a little on that. But as far as like when Embiid was torturing that dude in the playoffs, man, I'm like, come on, bro. You see how Indiana was taking it in the post. I mean, they was just like scoring in the paint. When Mitch down there,
Miles Turner too, and Miles Turner saw his goddamn self. So
he saw like applesauce. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like I said, Boston is not that championship. They not repeating, bro. I'm telling you, if these teams stay healthy, these 4 teams at the top, Boston is gonna get they gonna get their shit too, bro. They gonna get their shit done in
now
too.
let me get you since I got all you guys on the panel, y'all hit that like button. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. I put a video out there yesterday, and I want to ask you guys a question. So I already put my opinion out there on this. Where's the power at in the NBA? Is it in the East or is it in the West?
Collectively, or are you talking? See, you talking about collectively, or are you talking about just one particular team?
No, I'm talking about collectively. Yeah,
I
from
think
top to bottom.
the top 4 in the East and the top 4 in the West. I think the East has the power.
Who are the top 4 in the East then, in your opinion?
Boston, New York, Philadelphia, and Milwaukee. Those are the top 4.
Who are the top 4 in the West?
In the West is going to be OKC, Dallas, Denver, and Minnesota. Those 4.
See, I don't agree with Denver. I don't agree with Denver.
You don't agree with
They lost their 2 guard. They lost
they lost too many pieces.
ATP.
Yep. They lost too many pieces. Brown,
That's
you
right.
lost
Orlando.
Reggie Jackson. You're losing too many pieces over there. So
who's going to be other 4 is going to be what is it? Sacramento going to move up or something? Or
right now, I mean, I know some
top
people are going to debate me, but I'm waiting to see what's happening with Minnesota.
Or the Pelicans.
I mean, not Minnesota. To Memphis. I'm waiting to see what's happening with Memphis right now. Because if John Morant comes
Memphis
back,
is a question mark. Yeah,
Memphis and the Pelicans. I think those are the 2 teams that they can stay healthy. They stay healthy. They can stay healthy.
The Pelicans.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they just got DeJounte Murray. You know, they did needed a point guard. They did because CJ McCollum's not a point guard. He's
But the Pelicans lost a big man, didn't they?
Valanciunas. Yeah, they lost Valanciunas. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, if you look at the top 4, like I said, I'll go with the East, man. The East.
I'm going West.
The West.
I'm going West.
Tommy says West.
Yeah, I'm saying West right now.
Lakers. I do not
Thunder,
put the Lakers as one of the top teams.
Timberwolves, Mavericks.
You got. He says Oklahoma, Wolves, Memphis,
OKC,
LA, Pelicans, Mavs.
Clippers are going down. Suns not in. Pelicans. I mean, maybe you might be right about the East right now because the West you got 3. I'm not confident in Denver, so because it's the Thunder, the Timberwolves, and the Mavericks, and then a bunch of question marks.
Let's see with these teams. I gotta look at like even in the East, I gotta look at their bench. Like I said, I mean Boston is good on this. They don't have a bench. That's their problem. That's been their problem for a long time. If you can get through them and get through their bench, it's like get to that bench. It's like that's it. You know what I'm saying? So,
but here's the thing. when I said that, I was thinking too, in a sense of some of the other teams that have been in the mix in both conferences, and I'm thinking about some of the young up and coming teams. Whereas you see in the West, you see some of the teams coming back. Some of these veteran teams, like the Clippers, like the Lakers, like the Golden State Warriors. Now, I think Phoenix is going to bust out. So I was thinking about it. I was thinking about that too. And like you said, man, Cave, I really only see a legit 4 to 5 teams in the West. And if I'm thinking about it, if I'm putting East versus West, I have to say that I have more confidence in the Eastern Conference teams than the Western Conference teams, outside of maybe OKC and Minnesota, and they haven't even made a finals yet. So
and number 5 and 6 could be Cleveland and Miami. I mean, Miami's
I said people sleeping on Miami. I did put Miami up there. Cleveland, I don't think is legit, but they did re-sign Donovan Mitchell, so we'll see if they put any pieces.
But you got a new coaching staff over there too, so that's factored in.
He got Kenny Atkinson.
A team to sleep on, man, and I wish they would have got Klay Thomas, man. I thought he would have been a good fit for the Orlando Magic.
Klay Thomas is going to help Dallas more than people realize, and it's not even just his play, his mentorship to Grimes. Don't forget, they just got Grimes. And he can help Grimes' game grow beyond what we've seen so far. So I'm interested to see about that. But Dallas,
I don't know.
Listen, all I'm praying for is health. That's all I'm praying for is health. Be praying for health. This thing is gonna be so great, man. I can't wait for this. This season's gonna be lit. This is gonna be a good season.
Klay Thomas. Who's
Just
Klay Thomas?
Klay Thompson.
Oh.
You say Klay Thompson. It's Klay Thompson.
Yeah, that's why it threw me for a second. So
East 6, Knicks 6, Celtics, Heat, Bucks. But who will stay healthy? You got the same thing about the Western Conference too, man. Those players over there, especially them older teams that I mentioned, man, they stay hurt. You got Chris Paul going to the San Antonio Spurs now. I mean, the Rockets, they're up and coming team too, but they haven't done much.
they're following OKC's mold, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking about it, and I'm like, I think the East is back.
Yeah.
I think the East is back.
That's fair.
You say Phoenix? Phoenix is done to me, man. I don't know what's them dudes. They ain't gonna get it right. They're not gonna get it right, man.
Phoenix ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Because they have a mismatch of superstars, and their superstars don't fit together. Bradley Beal is, I don't know, man. That was a bad move, really bad move. And I'm hearing they might be moving off KD.
They sent it to Houston.
Nobody's taking KD's contract though. I don't think anyone's taking KD's contract.
I don't know why Houston would make that move, Coach, because it don't make sense for them as far as what they're building. But again, you know how this thing is in the NBA. They like to star chase, even though we've been saying that that's not the way to go now. That's not the way to go no more. What's good, man? Appreciate you tapping in, man. Hit that like and subscribe button, brother, man. If you don't mind for us. Says Thompson, Mentor Grimes. Good point. Yeah. Good point.
They got rid of THJ, right? Tim Hardaway
Yep.
Jr.
And you don't need Klay Thompson to really play a lot of defense. And what is he good for if you can get him the open threes? And you're going to be playing off of Luka and Kyrie. So if they get the paint touches, and he's going to find the open spots, and he can get.
I haven't even talked about Indiana Pacers. They was in the fucking Eastern Conference Finals.
And they just signed. They just brought back Obi, and they just signed another center. I forgot who they went.
Re-signed Siakam.
No, but they also just signed the center. Was it today?
I think they got some good draft picks too. I think.
Yeah. I think this is I do think this is starting to shape up like the East is starting to become that dominant conference again. Yankees end up going down.
Wiseman, thank you, old head. Yeah, they signed Wiseman. So
Okay,
that
Wiseman.
he's
Okay.
coming off the bench, which you don't need him to
He's
be
coming
the
up.
number. Yeah, because you have
Turner and
Turner.
Siakam. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so that might be a good fit for him. And I'm only looking at that because, like you were saying earlier in Man Cave, in terms of no fear, I still say it's a work in progress with the Knicks. And
The reason I don't say
who
that. The reason I don't say that. Go ahead.
here's the thing though. Other than Mitchell Robinson and Julius, where's your other? I mean, if you want to say Jericho, okay, but seriously, where's your other low post players? Because we have a lot of wings. We do.
Mm-hmm.
We have a backcourts in the wings, and that's going to be a concern.
That's the thing. Why I was
thing now,
saying about what y'all did with Bridges, coach. You prioritize that fit. They prioritize that Villanova connection. They prioritize that chemistry
I get it.
over. You know what I'm
I get
saying?
what they did.
Possibly adding to which I thought the biggest weakness was, and I've told both of you guys, was you needed more size on the front court. When you're having the majority of your season playing Josh Hart at the 4, you don't have enough size. Pause. So I don't know why they prioritize the Bridges thing, but we know, but that's the road they went down. So if what you're saying, the size, if it come into a play, you have to point to the
Well,
situation.
it's also the depth of in the size because
you know what I mean.
I'm only
And
talking
then you had a
2
chance
3.
to take one in the draft, and I think they took 2 more wings in the draft, didn't they?
But
Yeah, some stash.
no, but their last one is technically a post player, but
7-foot center, yeah,
but I mean, I know he's a second rounder. That's why it's just like, he's going to be more for the G League if anything. So yeah, so I mean, and as far as why they didn't in the first round, because don't forget the hard cap with the Knicks plays a big factor more than everything else. That hard cap does play a lot. We're only at the first. We're not even at the second. So it's
Well, if we had the first, then Boston is at the second because they signing everybody. They printing money up, big money.
Yeah. I don't know how the hell they do it. 300 million players, a 200 million, and 120 $120 million play. I'm like, damn.
Derek Brown.
Where the hell
Derek
White.
and then Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum.
And Porzingis, don't forget Porzingis.
Porzingis too. That's right.
Drew Holiday. Yeah. So it's like you look at the money. I'm like, where the hell they getting the money? And the Knicks are,
Yeah, that was a dude I was thinking about, like with Drummond.
Exactly, old head man. Good point. They got Embiid and Drummond.
Yes,
and you got and Mitch needs some help.
I said that earlier. Yes, with Embiid and Drummond, that helps. You bringing back Oubre. You have what's his name? Gordon. You just brought in. So yeah,
and here's the thing. And I know what the Knicks were doing, and they're trying to build a team to beat Boston. But again, that's not the only team you're going to be playing in the playoffs.
No, exactly.
So you got to worry about, what old head put out here, the Sixers with their big men now that they got.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Sixers didn't have that at the beginning, so that's why
they didn't. But
the Sixers reacted to the Knicks. That's what they did, and that's where they're playing
Knicks
it
reacted
smart.
to Boston.
But you're going to you always react to the champion first. You always do, no matter what. You're saying, what do we got to do to beat the champs? That's the first thing you do to try and match up with them. So the Sixers are now saying we're going to match up to Boston and New York. So and
that's the smart thing to do. Yeah.
But that goes back to my point where everything is a wait and see approach. The Knicks are not done. They can't be done. If you're going to the season with this, I'm sorry, it's a long season. You got Mitchell Robinson with his injuries issues. Hopefully everything is fine. I'm not wishing that on him. Julius, the last 3 years, he's been dealing with injuries also. So you got OG. So it's like, I get it.
The injury thing is you guys got the depth now. So now that you have depth,
but we don't have it in the low post.
and
But
you
you
didn't
also
prioritize that. You prioritized the wing players. So
but you also
that's
have
what
to
I'm saying.
understand a lot of Mitchell Robinson's injuries is from helping out on defense. Now, if you got a couple of guys on the perimeter that can help on the defensive and
That's
stuff
fair.
coming in, you know what I'm saying? Like OG and Cal,
True.
it helps a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, and I mean, they ain't finished. They're gonna get somebody else. They're gonna get
That's all I'm saying. I need
And Finney Smith. Y'all heard that too. Next shift.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah,
foul.
Finney Smith
They
is
lost Melton because Melton left.
yeah. Well, Finney Smith is one of those two-way players that is going to be one of the role players on the championship squad. So I heard the Lakers were interested. The Sixers, a couple other teams. So Cam Johnson is also available. So the Nets are looking.
And just for anybody who's into the WNBA, Indiana Vegas is playing right now, and it's a hell of a game.
I turned to it and stuff.
Vegas Aces with
Aja Wilson and
Aja
Caitlin
Wilson.
Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark and Boston are doing their thing right now. So, ooh, good block.
Lee
But okay, I'm sorry. Getting back.
Bates, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you tapping in.
No Taj Gibson. No Taj Gibson. No Taj Gibson.
Can you please hit that like button? Please hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Myself, Unpopular Opinion Sports. We got the Man Cave in the building as well, and also Mr. Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. If you don't mind, appreciate you tapping in and subscribing to all these content creators on the panel. Links are in the description of the video as well.
Yeah, why are they showing her crotch like that?
Lakers need to focus on getting DeMar. Mitch, what's good with you, man? Mitch has got to be a happy camper now.
Oh yeah,
Sixers making moves. I was listening to those guys the other day during free agency, and I know they was on edge because the Sixers wasn't making no moves, and then that move dropped 3:30 in the morning. Boom.
I can't believe the Clippers ain't want to give him 3 years.
But
man.
Tommy's right though. It's all about health with the Philadelphia 76ers.
It's all about health. That's it. The main thing is health.
Yeah, that's it. Cause on paper, I think they could beat Boston. I mean, cause look, man, PG is a good NBA. Like that he's legit. It's the health thing, and I think I'm glad he got away from because Kawhi Leonard is another one of these fraudulent stars. Like some of these dudes, man, I don't know, man. Kawhi Leonard, he's hurt all the time. I mean, all the time. And Paul George, I just don't feel like he was really appreciated. So, in Philly, look, it's better. You can play inside out. With Embiid, with PG. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, you got Chicken Wing City over there in LA. You know what I'm saying? Well, everybody prioritizing these wings, you know what I mean? But I'm seeing big men do their thing too. So, and man, look, you can't, once you hit a certain age, you stop growing. So it's not like you can just get bigger, stronger, so to speak, pause. But I just feel like that's gonna be an issue, man. They should want Ben Simmons. They should. That's a good fit right now. I feel like it is a good fit.
Ben Simmons wanted his own team. You know what I'm saying? That's what he.
But I'm not even worried about Ben Simmons no more, man. Because appreciate you, Lee Master. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
I'm not worried about Ben Simmons no more because he's on an expiring contract. So even if he doesn't play, it's probably better if he doesn't play. Let's be honest, because we know what they're doing. I know Coach hates the word tank, but let's be honest, the Nets are tanking. They didn't go get their draft picks back for nothing to not be in the lottery. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
this the best one right here. This draft coming is gonna be great.
And that's what I was saying. That's what I was telling fans earlier, that the Nets weren't worried about getting into the 2024 draft. They was worried about the 2025 draft. That's why they didn't get the Knicks 2 picks this year. You know, people was why didn't they get the 2 picks this? They didn't want them. Yeah, you think they would have included them in this deal if they wanted them?
Right.
They had 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want them. They wanted to be in the 2025 draft, which is smart. It's a better draft on paper. Everything's on paper.
Nice kicks.
Gotta keep Precious now. How y'all guys feel about Precious Achua? Personally, again not a Knicks fan, but I didn't really think he was that good.
Well, I mean, Precious, he for some reason he had a great stretch at one point. For some reason, he was just like stop. But it's like if they bring him back, I'll be okay with Precious coming back.
Yeah, no, he knows the system. He knows what he's doing. So it's fine. But he's more of a role player, and to give guys a break.
Right.
That's more than what it is, and he can play both 4 and 5 positions. So if you brought him back, well, it's okay. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to, I'm going to happy, joy. You got to work with it, and he'll have a full, not coming in on the trade aspect. So he'll be able to, get training camp and really get into the mix of things. So I don't have an issue if they brought him back. But that's the whole thing where I just say it's a wait and see. So, I don't know about this guy in Utah. I don't know who he is.
Who?
Kessler.
Walker Kessler.
Walker Kessler. Yeah.
Yeah, they talked about him.
They're talking about possibly.
Wait a minute, is he one that he was on the international team, wasn't he?
No.
All right, I know who he is. Yeah, he is.
Walker Kessler was like he played at UNC and stuff like that, and he got a 3-point shot. He has a little offensive game and stuff like that. 7 foot or so. I mean, he's good. He's good.
He's just young. Last year he was a rookie. Yeah. I get it. So.
Tudo says, Master Solution respects to Heart in the City, NYG22. Coach Ed, Tommy, greetings from me and my fam and a few of my D-mates in the house in Princeton, Jersey. God bless everyone in the building, man. God bless you too, man.
Crazy.
Appreciate you, Tudo, tapping in, man. But, yeah, hope all is well with you and the squad, brother. Tapping in from Princeton, Jersey.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, NYG knows like I went into that draft, man. The NBA draft was in the house.
Man. How was it, man? How'd it go?
Oh, it was good, but like I said, as a Knicks fan, we in the past we was normally in the lottery, so it would have been better. You know what I'm saying? They was in the lottery, but now I mean it felt good that we was picking at the end of the draft, and it was kind of quiet in there until it got to the Knicks pick. I mean, because the Nets really didn't have a pick, but once the Knicks pick is like everybody went crazy, But for the most part, it was cool, man. Like I said, seeing these young guys and stuff like that, getting to live out their dreams and stuff. And like I said, my boy Carl Will, his nephew, got drafted by the Spurs at number 4. So I know that was a great moment where Stephon Castle went.
Yeah. You was telling me about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great, man. Him with Wemby, and like I said, the draft, like I said, Timberwolves actually got Dillingham. I mean, from Kentucky, which is a great trade with the Spurs and stuff like that.
How you see that fit? With the backcourt with him and who's it? Who they got? Conley and then Ant-Man.
Yeah. I think he might come off the bench, but eventually he's going to be the starter or something like that.
Noah starting. He's not going to start over Conley.
Yeah, he's not going to start with Conley, but with Conley's up there in age, so it's time to
Oh, is that who that is too, though? Oh my.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's a big blue crew inside joke thing there.
Oh, okay.
Cooper Flag. Yeah. I think that's the target, Mitch. Either him or Ace.
Or Dylan.
Don't sleep on Dylan, bro.
Dylan, yeah, I know.
And there's a couple more too in that I
know.
Yeah.
It's good. It's great, man. I was like, and this, like being there is like, it was kind of weird because there was so much foreign players, drafted in this draft. I was just like, I couldn't keep up with it. It's like, what I'm saying? It's like, and it was high in the draft too, lottery picks and stuff like that. It was littered all over the draft, so next year's draft will have the more American players, in the top of it,
Yeah, it's a lot of international players, international flavor, and that's something I'm gonna talk about on the Black Top podcast.
Excuse me.
But we in heart of the city, man. We in heart of the city, man. Let's talk about, man. You know what? What we got? Yeah, we got about 20 minutes. All right. Good time. Let's get into this topic, and then we gonna hit Coach's Corner.
Kelsey, baby, yes.
See, emotional.
No, man. Boston got to take that up stronger.
Who is the girl that plays beside Caitlin Clark in the backcourt?
Oh, that's Kelsey.
Kelsey Mitchell.
Kelsey Mitchell. Shorty nice. I like her.
Yeah.
I like her game. I when I watch them play, I be noticing her a lot. Like, everybody focus on Clark, but I'm watching basketball. So I'm like, yo, who is that? Like her game is nice. You know what I'm saying?
She's a vet though. She's a vet.
She got a nice 3-pointer, left-handed. So yeah, she's a good player. Shout out to her. Said 4 to 5 players from France. Yeah, France is.
Butterfly, what's up, baby?
Butterfly, what's good? What's good? Yeah, hit that like. 7 likes. Let's go.
Likes, bro.
Get them likes up, y'all. Get them likes up, man. Free content, 2 hours. We covering all New York City area sports.
Yes, sir.
Who else doing it like us? Top 5 NYC athletes that need to win a title now. Here's what I want to talk to. Here's what I want to talk about. I was listening to the show.
Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, and Evan Cohen.
So they did this top 5 athletes general, but we're gonna put our New York flavor on this. And New York is starving for a title right now. Last title being won by the 2011 New York Giants. As piss poor as everybody wants to talk about them, they're the last team to win a title here in New York. Out of the 4 major sports. So, who are the top 5 athletes currently playing for New York franchises that need to win a title? That is my question. Put your comments in the chat. I'm gonna set it off with Coach. Just give me a name, because I got some names here. You want me to throw a name out? Aaron Judge.
That's what I was gonna say.
Aaron Judge.
Yankees.
Aaron Judge.
And you said New York City, right?
I mean, no, New York teams. New York teams.
The teams we cover. So you want to put Judge.
Because I'm gonna hit you with one that Canty talked about. Then, Josh Allen.
Oh, you talking about the Bills, Buffalo?
That's why I said, is it New York City or is it?
You don't cover Buffalo, Coach.
Okay, that's why I asked the question.
We exclude Buffalo. That's Canada's team.
That's Canada's team.
No, that's New York's team.
It's Canada's team.
No, that's New York's team. The technically the Jets and the Giants are Jersey's team. No, let me stop playing, man. Let me stop playing. Now, I can rock with you with Rodgers. That's fine. I mean, he's what he's
Judge.
done.
Aaron Judge.
Judge.
Aaron Judge.
No, I'm looking at Butterfly. That's why she threw me. So,
she says Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, she says Rodgers.
That's one. That's one I thought about too.
It's somebody on the hockey team. One of those hockey teams. I could have sworn somebody was talking about. Was it LaGreca was talking about it?
Some of the Rangers.
I don't know if it was the Rangers or the Islanders. He was.
I
talking
can give
about.
You the Rangers.
But he was talking about the Rangers
that I thought about.
Need to step up. This was a couple weeks ago though. But he was saying they need to improve to be better to compete for a championship. So, but no, I mean.
Chris Kreider's been there
Judge,
for a minute with the Rangers.
Judge, I can see. Um, hmm. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna do it. The
What?
Jets head coach. The Jets head
Rob
coach.
Saleh.
Mm-hmm.
I think
He needs it. It's going to quell a lot of the issues about his coaching style and everything. He wins a championship, people will shut up. If he gets to the
if we're going
AFC,
coaches, then I think
well, if we're
Dable's
talking about
under.
Canty, who was his number one? He said Shanahan, right? So that's why, if we're talking about who needs a championship, coaches are inclusive in this. So
Okay.
that's how I'm looking at it. So
Okay, so if we're gonna do coaches, then I'm gonna put Brian Dable in there.
and what you call it with the Yankees?
Aaron Boone is
Boone.
number one
Yeah.
over Aaron Judge and Aaron Rodgers. He's the number one
Yeah.
Aaron, the number
Yeah,
one Aaron.
that's fair.
Aaron victim.
And I'm only saying coaches because when we're talking about Canty's number one was Kyle Shanahan's. And
Yeah,
he's a coach.
this ain't Canty. This is
no.
Kenny.
But you said about New York City.
I know. I'm messing
That's
with
when
you.
I'm like,
I'm
okay.
messing with you. We could throw the coaches in there.
Only reason, I agree. The only reason I say Salah is because the Jets do have one of the top rosters in football.
Exactly.
Whom much is given, much is required. So if you have a top roster, you have got to win. Now, if you don't have a roster, that's a little different.
Can we throw Cashman in? Can we throw Cashman in there? Thibodeau, yes.
Oh, that's why I'm saying Brian Cashman because he been there for like what 30 years.
But he hasn't. His last one was in 2009 that he won.
That's
so that's the catch-22.
He's had the longest drought.
Brian Cashman is, I think he's part of the organization at this point. I think he's like a family member.
Yeah, I know.
He's not going anywhere. We can bitch about it.
So
okay,
we can take him out then. So yeah, Boone is number one. I mean, if we're gonna go players, Judge, I can understand. Rodgers. You want to throw Dable in there because of all the antics here in New York. I do understand the logic. I'm trying to think.
What about Pete Alonso with the
Mets?
Yeah.
What about John Quill Jones with the Liberty?
John Quill. Hey, well, the Liberties look like they about to win it, so they can win it.
They ain't won though. They
thought
they was gonna win it last year.
Right.
See, if we go John Quill, then I gotta throw Sav in there before her.
Who?
Sabrina.
Yeah, Sav. Sabrina UNESCO.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got a good shot. So yeah, the pressure's on them, but the pressure is on them because they have a great team. So the pressure's on them. I mean, that's where the pressure is because
the only one I can't put pressure on is on Stewie. Stewie's won her chips and she's won multiple.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even include her.
John Quill, I can understand because she's also won a league MVP, so that's fair.
A good player, and that's why I said she's been MVP, 4-time All-Star. So
that's fair.
You need a chip.
But then I'm gonna put both of them.
Only,
Sabrina,
4 years in.
Doesn't matter. She's a number one overall. She's a number one overall draft pick.
That's true.
And there's much that's been put on her. With this team. This team was constructed because of her. To be brutally honest. Okay. So I'll put both of them together. I'll tie them together.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah. So,
you got to throw the Knicks in there.
Randall, you got to throw Randall in there. We talked about it. Yeah.
Julius Randle needs to win.
The Knicks needs to win.
Any of the Knicks, I think he needs to win.
I don't think Brunson as yet.
Nah, I don't
Brunson
think so
not
either.
as yet. No, not
Randle,
Brunson.
because Randall, I feel like gets more heat from the fans and everything like that. I feel like he would have more to prove with that championship. You know what I'm saying? So. I think he needs it more than Brunson. And them guys are still young too. They're a little bit younger than Randall.
Rodgers with the Jets. Do you want to say Tyron Smith?
No,
because he left Dallas and he never won it down there.
Yeah,
I know he's an offensive lineman. I get it.
That's a good move right there. That's a good pick. because you gotta think about it too. The expectation is there for that line, as we just talked about, to be a top 5 line in the league, and a lot of that's gonna fall on your man, the left tackle. So, and then like you said, leaving Dallas to go to the Jets.
I mean, yeah, you're going to a Super Bowl contender, suppose, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, there's more pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because the Jets are like one of the top teams, you know what I'm saying, with talent-wise and stuff like that. They had all the pieces. They just needed a quarterback now. Rodgers is there, so Salah's on the hot seat, man. He got to win it, and he got to win that stuff, man.
It's when you sit and you look at the players, because New York City, I guess we are starving for. We're putting more pressure on the coaches and management than we are the players when you really look at it, because, you know, who's consistently been winning out of all of them? Yankees, all right. No matter what you say, Yankees have always at least been in the playoffs, at least. So, you
Yankees,
know,
Liberty, Rangers,
yeah.
I think have been the most consistent teams.
Giants have been a dysfunction for a decade plus.
Yeah.
But
Giants,
before
the Knicks are just getting back right, and then the Jets, they're still a mess. The Mets,
I would say the Jets, though, because they had the longest, you know what I'm saying, of the footballs in the drought. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say the Jets.
I think the Jets have more pressure just because of the team that they've constructed.
Right.
Everybody, there's no expectations for Giants except amongst the fan base, amongst us. But outside looking in, you know, everybody's saying we're one of the worst teams in the league. So if we do anything, it's going to be a surprise. If the Jets do anything, it's supposed to be expected.
The expectation, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The expectation is high with the Jets, definitely.
And the Giants is ranked like 32 on total team wise. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like, talent wise, we dead last. So there's nothing. I mean.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting, man. You know, because this city
is starving.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now,
somebody's got to win.
If the Knicks,
one of y'all got to win, yo.
Crazy, bro. Knicks got to win. The Knicks are the most starving, thirsty.
You know what I'm saying?
Knicks.
I was really high on the Rangers this year. You know what I'm saying? So I thought they could have got it done, but seeing what that Panthers team looked like,
y'all gonna kill me with this one. Y'all gonna kill me with this one as a dark horse that needs a championship. Greg Schiano.
Rutgers.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He's building a good team.
I just, you know me, I'm Rutgers through and through. So
of course, man, of course.
So
man.
it's
I do think there's some pressure on Syracuse though. That basketball program. I think they got to get back right. Yeah, basketball. You know, because the expectations has always been there with Syracuse and basketball. So.
I thought you were going to talk about football because Coach Fran Brown is new there. It's
oh yeah. What's Syracuse
building?
They got rid of
Dino Babers. Dino Babers was let go. You brought in Coach Fran Brown, who's the top recruiter from. His last 2 stops were Rutgers and Georgia. And he was the number 1 recruiter in the country, and he's done a phenomenal job in terms of bringing talent to Syracuse, and he's going to continue to do a good job. And he's competing with his one of the guys that he learned from in terms of Greg. So, you know, and it's a great little rivalry that's going to build because, you know, this is about, you know, you could say New York City, but it's about the New York tri-state trifecta. However you want to break it down. Syracuse is going to be in that because they're trying to get into the city to get kids. So,
yeah, man. I definitely thought that was pretty interesting though. So, but
I'm glad you did because I thought I was the only one watching that. I was like, man, I'm the only one watching this morning. I watch Unsportsman like every day, man. And it's not just because of Michelle, so please don't. The only reason why I started watching that is actually because of Chris Canty.
I don't like her.
Oh, I love her. I love her Midwestern bias and you know, but she's a baseball aficionado, man. She knows her baseball. She's a St. Louis Cardinals fan, but you know, And she always talks about her mom because her mom's from Jersey. So, shout out to moms.
I'm not too big
get
on
it.
most of those people in ESPN.
I get it.
I really don't. I really try not to watch it, but I was off, and I always have something in the background.
That's
going
the
on.
show that I watch
and I was
every
like,
day.
well, damn, this is this interesting. I wonder how would that look.
Pat the Eagle, Pat the Eagle fan with his "I'm over it" with some of his stupid takes. Oh my gosh, man! But that's me. That's me. I'm sorry. Let me get back to doing your thing.
You good, man. You know what I'm saying? We all here to talk, here to conversate and all that good stuff, man. But I'm definitely putting pressure on these New York teams this year. You know what I'm saying? I think. I know you don't want to hear it, but I think the Knicks should be thinking about the championship. We talked about the Liberty. That should be a championship contending team. I think the Rangers should be back in there contending for a championship. I think the Yankees, of course, need to get their shit together and get back contending for a championship, which they are. And then the Jets. You got to throw the Jets in there. They bought Aaron Rodgers in here. They beefed up both of the lines that we talked about earlier. They should be in the mix for a championship as well. And you can throw the Devils in there. I looked at the NHL odds.
Sunset Park.
What time is it? It's time to get live. It's time to represent. I remember that movie. I did very well, man.
Yeah, that was my shit.
Yeah.
But there's those expectations should be there, man, for all these teams. Outside of the Nets, Giants, and the Mets, I think maybe the Islanders. I think most of these teams should be putting together championship runs here within the next few years, man. We need something. I mean, come on, y'all.
Yo, we starving. We got to get back to the mission. I don't care if the Liberties win, Rangers. Somebody got to win.
I'm not even going to be pressed. Like, if the Knicks win, I'm not going to be pressed. If the Liberty's my team now. I've officially adopted them as my squad. If they win, that's cool. But if the Mets win it, hey, cool. If the Jets win it, hey, cool. Just somebody win. Damn.
Liberty win. I'm going to try and GTD one of them.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't even want to picture in my head what you're thinking right now, Coach.
You don't know what GTD means?
I know.
All I gotta say is think of Tommy from Martin. That's it.
I know.
All right. Yes. Give me Naira. Give me Naira Salvely, man. That's all I want. What? Yeah.
Salute, man. Appreciate you too, though, man. Tell the fellas, man, what's good, man, and best of luck to y'all, man. Yeah, man. 2 though. Win a chip, man. Somebody
Somebody
with a championship.
I don't want to be the only one on here with a chip, man. Come on, somebody got to win a chip now. So, damn it.
I got championships. I do in basketball when I was a kid. I'm not capping. I do.
Hey,
for real. They old as hell, but they still.
Damn it, Lou! You do this shit every damn time. Damn it.
Yeah, because we about
every
to
damn
out.
time.
He going
every damn time. What's good, bro?
Because he's the late night host, man. So when I'm going to bed, they're just starting up alive, and then when I'm about to go to bed, he's ready to start alive.
The only thing good with a man taking his time and coming late is just that, coming late. Well, that's for the ladies. What are you talking about pause? That's for the ladies. Stop it, man. Ain't no pause with that. Come on, man.
Got the cops in here, man.
I was doing this side job.
Oh. There you go. Okay. Cut out for a minute.
Kitchen left and the half bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
That motherfucker tomorrow.
Tommy crazy, man. On PR time.
Yeah. Which is still Eastern Standard Time, by the way.
Let me get a quick Giants question in here for you, Lou, before we get to Coach's Corner. What's your thoughts on this Hard Knocks that they did? That apparently the first episode went down tonight. I'm
I'm kind of conflicted about it, to be honest with you. I'm old school. I kind of don't want all the cameras and people in there finding out sneaks and tricks of the trade and shit, you know. And on that aspect, I'm against it. But in the aspect of wanting to know what really happened in the off season, I kind of want to know. You know, the curiosity is getting to me, but I would much rather that it wouldn't be us on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
If we got enough haters in Twitter and everywhere else, you know, talking shit as it is. Now, if you reveal any little thing that they can misconstrue and use to go ballistic and ape shit on Twitter, you know that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna jump out the window. They're gonna crawl out the air conditioning vent. They're gonna slide up under the kitchen sink. These motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? They about to go fucking retarded. So
The only hard night. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I can just see the memes now and all the dumb tweets and all the spaces that's gonna be held.
Yeah.
With people with speech impediments and dumb ideas and you know.
But like I said, it's also an opportunity to call some of these jokers out that's been saying this and saying that, because with the New York Giants, I know what the Giants going to do. They're going to show you, because Shane has a final edit over the content. They're going to show you the stuff about the misinterpretations that have been going on in the offseason. That's why they threw the Burn shit out there. That's why they threw the Saquon Barkley shit out there. They want to show you, okay, you guys been talking all this shit and been saying this, that, and the third. Here's what really happened. Now shut the fuck up. I think that's the whole purpose of this. And I hope that is the purpose of this.
I hope that's exactly what happens for all the Daniel Jones haters. And oh, Shane don't know what he's doing. He didn't draft a quarterback. There was generational talent at the QB position in this draft.
Yeah.
That's
how
what
the
I
Giants
say.
Get maneuvered in the draft, and they look stupid doing this, and they're stupid for doing that.
If not the best possible weapons that he could have got him in the draft.
I think we got one of the best general managers in the league right now. I'm gonna be honest with
facts.
you.
I
and that's
agree
an
with
unpopular opinion.
I think,
Y'all can clip this. I think Joe Shane is one of the best general managers in the NFL right now.
And that's his unpopular opinion, but I tend to agree with him on that, because if you look at the moves he made just in free agency, shoring up
the team he took over, and then look at it now.
Shoring up the offensive line, getting DJ a weapon, trying to keep your defensive interior here in Dexter Lawrence and getting him some help, making the trade to get Brian Burns over here to get that edge rush. The guy has been knocking them out the park, whether these, you know, bipolar ass fans agree with his decisions.
Did you see that clip they put out there?
Yeah.
Nah, the clip they dropped the little clip for the first episode of Hard Knocks. The trade for Brian Burns started out at 2-1s. And that man talked that man down to a 2 and a 5.
Right, and the swap.
Sounds like he got skills like me.
I was gonna say that's some hustling skills right there, bro. He took that man.
They tried to tell me I was smoking in the room. I flipped it on their ass and made them give me a discount.
Facts. Yeah, man, but that's an unpopular opinion though, man. I think Joe Shane, I'm not saying he's the best general manager. I think he is one of the best in the NFL right now at his job. You can talk about the Giants and how they look and everybody poo-pooing on them. I'm talking about the general manager aspect and the moves he made. Like my brother always say, it's a business. And if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, the Giants are in a better situation now than they were when that man took over. Exactly. And it was not an easy job to get all this done. You know what I'm saying? To deal with the Saquon situation, to deal with the Daniel Jones situation, you know, to build a roster that barely had any talent, and then on top of that, to get out of the cap situation that the Giants were in. Remember, Dave Gettleman left us in
40 million.
a terrible cap situation. So, and now we're one of the healthiest cap teams in the league right now. So even after paying Daniel Jones and Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas, so look the way he structures the contracts. Look at the trades he was able to pull off. Even though Darren Waller didn't work out, he gave up a third, and then you flipped Tony. You was able to get Burns. So I mean,
And that third was a comp pick.
yeah. So again, I think he is one of the best general managers in the league. I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. I'm gonna say it.
I agree, bro.
But we're on over the 2 hour mark, so you know what time it is. It's time for Coach's Corner. Now, Coach, I know you've been away for a little bit, but
It's gonna make it a real simple one.
I know you got some cooked up. I know you always do. So
Real simple, nothing real too major.
Yeah. Let me cue it up for you, man, and we're gonna get into it, man. Again, y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm on the hunt to get to 500 subscribers. That is the goal here. I want to get that done by football season. So we got about 2 months. So let's get them likes up. Let's share this content. We're bringing you. We got big plans here with the Big Blue Crew. Big plans to bring you content, to take more trips, to give you live, in-depth analysis from places like the NFL draft, from places like the NBA draft, where Man Cave was over the weekend. So definitely tap in, man, and make sure you hit that like button for everybody. But that being said, Coach, man, you got the floor, brother.
All right, guys, I really appreciate everyone for being here, supporting. Make sure everyone, before we close out, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to everyone and hit the notification so you know when we post new content, and always share on all social media platforms. Hey, this really helps us out. It's free to you guys, man. And it allows you to continue to get some great content. So, and shout out to all the many that are watching today around the world. So thank you for being here. So I'm going to start out with Coach's Corner. I've been doing it all year, starting with the Jersey Bearcats, the arena indoor style type of football team I've been associated with and following. They made it to the Northern Finals, but unfortunately they lost to the Whaling Miners down in West Virginia. The series has always been tough. They lost by 10 points, but it's a lot of critical mistakes that they've made. They had opportunities to really get control of this game, but unfortunately, their title defense run has come to an end. So they're now prepared for the off season. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some updates with their off season. I've spoke to one of the co-owners. We're going to be working on doing some things, even maybe a pre-recorded interview, so we can stay on tune with everything that's going on there. So next, I'm going to move over to the WNBA and talk about my New York Liberty. For those of you who have been here from the beginning, I was watching the Liberty play today. They actually played Minnesota, who's given them a hard go all season. Prior to tonight, they've lost 2 games, one during the regular season in Minnesota, and then last week they played in the Commissioner's Cup, the title game, and they lost to Minnesota in a tough fought game. But tonight they ended up coming away with the win. So now, in terms of this season, they're 1-1, but overall they're down 2-1 to Minnesota. But again, it's a tough fought game. Everyone stepped up. They were led by Jonquel Jones today. All season, she's had a difficult time against Minnesota. She's only scored in single digits, but today she led the team. So definitely a good win. It keeps them in the number one position in the league. Overall, they're at 17-3. So going to continue to watch as they continue to fight through this season. It's going to get tough. They have tough games coming up with Connecticut. I believe I think it's later the end of the week that they're going to be playing Connecticut. So, but again, it's going to only get tougher for our Liberty. I'm sorry.
No, I was telling NYG put you on the screen, Dolo.
Oh, okay. In other Liberty news, shout out to Sabrina Ionescu. She actually earned the Eastern Conference Player of the Month award for the month of June. Now, she averaged 19.8 points, 4.7 rebounds, and a league best during the month of 7.4 assists per game. She shot 43.2% from the field, 37.4 from three, and 88.9 from the free throw line. So that's some outstanding stats right there. Now, with her play, she contributed heavily to New York's finish in the month, where they finished June with a record of 10-1. Again, 10-1 for the month of June, which is why they're tops in the league right now. Now, additionally, she became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 300 made three-pointers, passing Diana Taurasi, who the old record was 117. And she completed this in 117 games, hitting 300 threes. I'm sorry, Diana did it in 124 games. Sabrina did it in 117 games. So that's a big thing for her. She passed Cappy Pondexter for third most assists in the Liberty history, set the franchise record for making one three-pointer in a game, 44 straight. She recorded at least 8 assists in 6 consecutive games, became the 7th player in WNBA history to reach 2,000 points scored, tied Pondexter for 8th most career games with a stat line of at least 10 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in NBA history. And that's 53 games that she did this. She recorded at least 19 points, 8 assists, and 4 three-pointers in 4 consecutive games. She scored at least 25 points with double-digit assists in a single game for the 5th time in her career. She's been named Eastern Conference Player of the Week twice in a month, and she was selected to represent the USA women's national basketball team in the Olympics for the first time in her career. So this monthly honor, as far as the Player of the Month, is her 3rd time in her career and the 17th time in Liberty history. Shout out to Sabrina for what she's been doing for the Liberty, and this is why she's one of the top players in the league. Now, moving on to the WNBA, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, Sunday, they went out to Phoenix, and they took on the Phoenix Mercury. Everyone made a big deal because at the beginning of the season, Diana Taurasi made her statements about, how tough it is to compete in this league, especially for rookies. But congratulations to the Fever because they came away with the win, 88-82. Now, the game drew one of the top records in terms of viewership. 1.9 fans have tuned in. It's a big thing for everyone because everyone across the country has been tuning into a lot of Fever's game, and viewership is up for Caitlin Clark. So, and again, she's always coming and she's improving her game, and she's showing why she was the number 1 overall draft pick and why she's being heavily viewed with by everyone. And hey, in this game, it was her opportunity to compete against one of the league's greatest, and she didn't disappoint. So shout out to her. The other rookie who everyone pits up against her, Angel Reese, she's been named Rookie of the Month for June, where she averaged 14.5 points per game, 13.2 rebounds per game. She's also, with the today's game, she continues a double-double streak of 11 straight games doing that. She's passed Candace Parker, who had the old record. So shout out to Angel Reese. I don't want to leave her off. because everyone seems to just focus on Caitlin Clark, but she's an early candidate for Rookie of the Year, and I think it's going to come down between those two in the end. So, as far as Las Vegas, the defending champs, they've had a rough start to start the season, but they're starting to slowly fight their way back. Right now, they're standing at 10-6 overall. They're sitting in the fifth position in the league. And a lot of this is due to them getting back their lead point guard in Chelsea Gray. She's been out to start the season, but her coming back is having that trickle down effect, and it's starting to help the team play better. And she's also getting into basketball shape. So I'm not sleeping on the Aces. In the end, I'm expecting to be up there in the top maybe three, maybe even top two in the league. So, but I'm wanting to see them to continue their play and see if they can push them towards the top in the league. One other bit of WNBA news. I just had it up. Ew, where did it go? Why is my screen? Okay. Today, they just released the WNBA All Stars versus the USA Women's National Team. We're in Olympic year, so there's a national team, and they're going to be playing against each other in the All Star game, July 20th, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Going to be on ABC for those of you who want to watch. The women's national team has Nafisa Collier from the Minnesota Lynx, Kalia Copper from the Mercury, Chelsea Gray from the Las Vegas Aces, Brittany Griner from the Mercury, Sabrina Ionescu from the Liberty, Jewel Lloyd from Seattle, Kelsey Plum from the Aces, Brianna Stewart from the Liberty, Diana Taurasi from the Mercury, Alyssa Thomas, Miss Triple Double from the Connecticut Sun, Aja Wilson and Jackie Young, both from the Aces. That's the U.S. women's national team that's also going to be playing in the Olympics. Now, the WNBA All-Star team is going to be Dewana Bonner from Connecticut, Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark from Indiana, the Indiana Fever, Alicia Gray from the Atlanta Dream, Yerika Hamby from the Los Angeles Sparks, Brianna Jones from the Connecticut Sun, Jonquel Jones from the Liberty, Kayla McBride from Minnesota, Kelsey Mitchell from the Fever, Arike Onguale from the Dallas Wings, Nneka Omokue from Seattle, and Angel Reese from Chicago. That's going to be the WNBA All-Stars. First of all, shout out to Caitlin and Angel as rookies on that team. But it's going to be an interesting game, and I'm excited to see this game played out. So hopefully it's something that a lot of fans will tune in to take a look at, and also send our women off to the Olympics as they compete for gold. So something that's definitely going to be exciting in terms of women's basketball overall. So, and I'm going to move on to the local scene in terms of college athletics. And I have Syracuse. Syracuse is just steadily plugging along. They just added a long snapper to one of their class. They're one of the tops in the country. It's their 27th commitment, and I believe they're in the top 35 in the country. So, but Coach Fran Brown, I talked about him a little bit earlier. He continues to rebuild that program over there. In terms of bringing in the new talent over there in Syracuse. So another thing I wanted to touch base on in terms of what's going on in college athletics. Monday officially started the new era in college football. And what do I mean by that? Rest in peace to the Pac-12. I was watching them over the weekend. They were doing the Pac-12 TV. They were doing a countdown to a lot of the games in their history, and that was going to be it for the Pac-10 TV. They shut down for good because there is no more Pac-12. I mean, it's a Pac-2, but they have to rebrand and get more teams to commit. Otherwise, it's going to be shut down for good. It's a sad thing for a sports fan for me, but I also understand the business aspect of it. But again, teams that have left the Pac-12 as well as other leagues as of July, the new year starts up. So you're going to be hearing a lot more as we amp up. Teams are going to be doing their preview sessions. Leagues are going to be having, in terms of football, they're going to be having their conference meetings and interview sessions. So, and the SEC, the Big Ten are going to be the big dogs. Then you have the ACC and the Big 12 fighting for the backups in terms of the quote unquote Power Four. So, but it's going to be interesting. In the Big Ten, you're going to be having Washington, Oregon, UCLA, and USC joining the Pac-10. So it's going to be 18 teams across the country from the Atlantic to the Pacific coast. You're going to have Oklahoma and Texas leaving the Big 12, going over to the SEC. So they're stepping up to play with the big boys. And Texas is considered one of the teams to compete for a national championship. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go in the SEC this year. In the ACC, you're going to have Stanford and Cal, and then SMU joining the ACC to expand their footprint, technically from the Atlantic to the Pacific, but pretty much it's more of a Atlantic sector. Two teams on the West Coast and one team from Texas, because SMU is from Texas. So it's going to be interesting there. And then the Big 12, you're bringing in 4 teams from the Pac-12, which is Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah into the fold with the 4 teams that they brought last year and they're going to have 16 teams. So the SEC and the Big 12 should have 16. I believe the ACC is going to have 15, and the Big 10 are going to have 18 teams. I do think somewhere down the road you're going to still see teams jump around, but again, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because that's where we're at right now. And Sunday kicked off the new year in terms of the college scene, and then closing it out in terms of my Scarlet Knights. Rutgers continues to do their due diligence. They just picked up a quarterback for the 2026 season. He's a 3-star kid, but he's the first recruit, and it's always good to start out with a quarterback. Rutgers this year currently is sitting at, in terms of recruiting ranks, around the 12th spot for next year's recruiting class. So that would be 2025. This kid I'm talking about is in 2026. But again, Rutgers is at 12. So kids are starting to really be interested in terms of Rutgers. They're having a lot of kids who want to come down and check out the program. So very interesting to see that. So it's exciting time in terms of the football program. I believe right now they have 28 kids committed. Syracuse has 27. There's changes going on also in recruiting in terms of the number of scholarships. You can go unlimited. So you're going to see that change throughout the course of time. But Rutgers was as high as 1.85. It's dropping down as teams start to fill out their rankings. But to me, they're going to end up somewhere between 25 and 35, somewhere in that range in the long run. So for the 25 season, and then what a good way to start out the 26 season, getting a quarterback who wants to be here. The kid's from Pennsylvania too. So good thing there. On the basketball scene for Rutgers, they lost. Well, they didn't lose. They had one player who fractured his foot. He's down for 3 months, but he'll be ready for the start of the season. He's transfer Acuff from Eastern Michigan, high volume scorer, averaged about 21, 22 points a game. So, but if you're going to get that injury, now's the time to get that. Along with Dylan Harper, both of them should be ready for the start of the season. But other than that, the guys have been in the gym working hard, developing a level of continuity. Ace Bailey, there's videos out there of him flying around the place, dunking all over the place, shooting 3-pointers. I mean, the kids are doing very well. The Rutgers women, they had an elite point guard, Peyton Dunbar, who came down to check out the program this weekend. So again, that's pretty much what's going on in the Rutgers world. And that's it for Coach's Corner. So back to you, NYG.
All right, there we go. Good stuff, Coach, man. So, I kind of want to know about the conferences real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they just do like 4 major conferences? Because that's kind of where it's going at anyway, right?
Because number one, you have your bowl tie-ins. Don't forget about that. So sometimes you have the group of fives who play some of the power fours in bowl games. So it's a lot of it is money. Eventually
Politics and shit, ain't it?
everyone says the same thing, and this is the early stages in terms of what's going on in what's the change in the landscape, man. It's going to eventually go there, and I don't think it's going to be a 4. It's going to be a power 2. It's going to be the SEC. Everyone's going to fight for the SEC to join the SEC and the Big Ten, because you also factor in the TV money. The SEC and the Big Ten, in terms of the money that they're going to be paying out to their schools once the season ends, those schools are going to be getting close to $100 million. The ACC and the Big 12 are like $30 and $40 million that they're paying out to their schools. So, and a lot of schools, I'm telling you right now, the ACC was holding them together is their grant of rights. Their grant of rights basically says that you can leave, but any monies that you make in terms of TV revenue comes over to the league. And there's also a big penalty for leaving the conference. So, for example, North Carolina, the school you love, they can leave, but if they went to the Big Ten, that $100 million or $80 million would go to the ACC until till the end of their grant of right ends, which is I believe it's 2036 if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole thing. That's what's holding them up. The FSU has already filed suit against the ACC.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So
man.
they're trying to, and if they win,
I know they trying to get out of there.
if they win, that opens the door for the rest of the schools. And I'm telling you right now, Miami, Carolina, Duke, Florida State, Clemson. Who am I forgetting? As far as the power schools,
NC State.
No. In terms of the top schools that are going to be wanted
Duke.
by the,
Going
to be North
Wake
Carolina,
Forest.
Duke. No, it's going to be Carolina, Duke. Oh, Virginia and Virginia Tech. Those are the schools that
Virginia Tech, yeah, most definitely.
they're going to be wanted by the other ones. Now, for the Big Ten, there's a program that you're with. It's called the AAU. It's an alliance with college universities in terms of focus on academics. So as long as you're a part of that, you have a good shot of getting into the into the Big Ten. So and Duke, North Carolina, Miami, Virginia are schools that are part of the AAU. So Clemson and Florida State are not. So that's why some people say they might be headed towards the SEC. But, in terms, and also their market, their South Carolina and Northern Florida. Miami speaks for itself. They're in Southern Florida. That's a market that you can get. North Carolina, you got the Charlotte, the Raleigh. So that's going to get Virginia. You got your Virginia. So those are markets for the Big Ten, because the Big Ten is about the TV markets, which they have the Big Ten network, which gives them more opportunity to grow. I mean, you have the New York, the LA, and Chicago in terms of media markets right now, when you look at the Big Ten, in terms of the top ones. Then you have Seattle with Washington. I mean, you look at it and you break it down. You have Michigan and Ohio State, which covers Detroit and Michigan. I mean, no, I'm sorry. It covers Detroit or Michigan and Columbus, Ohio. I'm sorry. Yeah, so they're not as big as New York and LA, but it's still good markets that you're adding to the TV. So if you can add
Portsmouth too, right? Because Portsmouth is right there. The only separation between Portsmouth, Ohio, and Michigan is the Ohio River.
Yeah. But in terms of TV markets, what I'm looking at in terms of like North Carolina, Duke, Virginia, Miami, they're prime because they bring a market that the Big Ten doesn't have, which can push them to who knows if you were to eventually get them and you're already at $100 million each school is getting at the end of the year, that might add on another $50 million. These schools want that. Let's be real. These I can tell you from a Rutgers fan. Give us $100 million. That helps us athletically. We don't have to take from the university. See, that's a lot of things. Other thing that some schools do, they get subsidies from the university, which are usually student fees. So, guess what? If you get that kind of money from your conference, you don't have to touch that. Which is why the SEC does so well, because a lot of their schools they're not subsidized. They're getting their straight money from the SEC, which can allow them to do a whole lot more. So, and NIL, like Tommy says, NIL is killing it. And this new
Did
deal
you hear
that
how much
Yeah.
Armando Bacot made?
I don't know. I didn't know what he made. I just heard these kids are getting
Oh, that
paid.
deal
now.
deal?
Let me show y'all something real quick before we
Let me show you something.
tap out of here. Yeah,
And I'm glad you talked about that. Go ahead. How much is it?
And then FSU, FSU.
I'm gonna let him tell you.
Armando Bacot.
I'm glad you said that while you looked that up. I'm going to say this to parents out there who are apprehensive about letting their kids play sports.
I will say, you can't say the no.
All right. Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
All right.
You can't say the no numbers. I mean, I can say it. 2 million plus. God, you made 2 million plus. 2 million plus, yeah. But I'm saying that humbly though. But that speaks on the brand of Carolina because if I didn't go to Carolina, these like doing deals with TurboTax, all those people, they wouldn't do it with me. But like, I go to Carolina, so I'm able to. Like, if you go to Carolina, like this would like recruits anything. Like, you go to Carolina and you handle business, you go out there and play, somewhat be marketable, like and stuff like that. Like, it pays, and like that's what I'm saying. Like, I could never say a bad word about Carolina and everything because like I got life-changing money. Like, I'm from Richmond. Like, I got life-changing money. Like. Sure. In college, just off playing basketball, and like that's why I'm forever thankful of Carolina, the brand, because like to be able to make over $2 million just like in college is crazy. You know
that again. Thank you. This is what I'm going to say to parents. This is what I'm going to say to parents.
It's a nice
Get
little
your.
bag,
And I'm not even just talking about this. This is. Hey,
right,
different sports are going to give you different amounts. I agree. I understand. But the point being is now, because when I was growing up as a kid, you weren't seeing nothing like that. Nowhere near. Now, and the kids play for the most part, they play in, me growing up, you played on grass fields, some dirt rock fields. Now you play on field turf, some good fields, and all high schools are getting that. And even youth field. Listen to me, youth fields.
Big business for the schools.
Exact. So my point being is to parents. We talk about kids, being stuck and being in homes and playing video games and some kids getting obese and all this and that. But here's a reason why you get your kids into athletics. Number one, they're being active, physically active. It's teaching them very important life skills. It's also preparing them to go to college. If they don't make it to the pros, this man just told you right there by playing at North Carolina, $2 million. $2 million.
Yeah, because he's not going pro. He just made that off Carolina. Like, he's done.
And here's the other thing.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing.
They're socializing. They're learning structure, discipline, camaraderie.
And here's the other thing. While a lot of other kids go to school and they walk out with student loans, these kids are not walking out with any debt. So this is why it's important. I don't care if it's football, baseball, if it's tennis. Some kids get partial scholarships, whatever the case may be.
Get your kids soccer, get your kids into some type of athletic program. Colleges look at this also in terms of their applications. Many of you have been recruited. You might know this. Get your kids involved. It's important. It's extremely important, and it changes the whole dynamics in your children's future. Too many parents don't want to do it. They're worried about their kids getting hurt. You can get hurt walking down the steps in your own damn home. I mean, you play gym in school, you can get hurt in gym. So, but if you go through the proper training, you'll probably be more successful, and they will be more successful, and they'll also be more confident, because playing on teams also gives you a level of confidence too, as opposed to sitting at home playing video games and talking in a headset to whoever else, but you're just trying to make yourself feel good because you don't feel confident about yourself. So $2 million. I mean, there's kids that are going to schools that are not getting that kind of money, but they're walking out of there with $500,000. They're walking out with $500,000 and a free education and a networking, life experiences, and the networking skills. Because now you meet people in these universities who can also set you up for jobs, so on and so forth. So, it's important that we focus on our kids and getting them into some type of because right now this is telling you the money is there. The money is there.
Here's the thing I will say about that, though. Young kids have to be able to learn how to manage that money. You're talking about giving. Shout out to Baycott. He looks like he's got his shit together, but that can be a dangerous situation when you're throwing a bunch of money at 18-year-old, 17-year-old kids. Like,
I'm glad you said that.
It's a give and a take. You know what I'm saying? We got to be careful.
As a people, one of the main things that we need to get better at is financial literacy. Learning how to save our money, how to invest our money, how to spend our money wisely, how to put our money into assets, not liabilities. Buying things that's going to make money back for us so we don't have to work as hard and frees up our time so that we can be more creative and generate more income. These are things that we don't teach our children because a lot of our parents didn't know it because of their situation and the era that they was in, and also some of the things that applied to wealth making in those days have changed dramatically. So some of them things don't apply anymore. So there's a lot of things that we need to get better at ourselves and pass on to our children so they can start with a better foot forward.
Here's the thing.
A lot of times we kick our kids out at 18. Like, I can't wait till you get 18 and kick them out the house. But if you're smart, you'll tell that kid when he's 18, okay, now you got to start paying $200 a month for rent, right? And go to school. And you take that $200 every month and stack it. When that kid finishes college, now they have a nice chunk for a down payment on a home, a solid foundation, and they can move forward, not in debt, not in the hole, stressed out.
Yeah. And, it's kind of crazy now. These kids are seeing more money than their parents ever saw in their life. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a fact. And Lou, you made excellent points in terms of the teaching. And let's not forget, because I may joke about it, but I'm being honest when I say this. If I had the technological advantages that they have today, I'd have me 4 undergraduate degrees. I'd have me 2 or 3 masters and probably a PhD right now, just by using the computer. So the financial literacy that you're talking about, you can still teach yourself. We all have it. We have our phones. You can pill up your phone and you just got to do the work.
I'm in the process of teaching myself that shit now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's the thing where some parents they feel intimidated. They don't feel smart, but hey, so what? You don't feel smart. That's what you're doing. You're teaching yourself to get smart and be better and just use the resources available to you. And if you take the time, even 10 minutes a day, you'd be surprised how far your knowledge will expand.
It's the difference between being smart and wise. You know what I'm saying? A smart person can know,
All the book smarts.
all
and
the
no
books
common
and
sense.
all the everything in the world about MC equal MC squared, whatever all that stuff
E
is.
equals MC squared.
Yeah, right. I don't even know it, but I got common sense. I'm wise. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So, people will say, "Oh, you stupid, 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 stupid." I know people right now that can change the engine in your car but can't read what's on the letters that's on the screen right now. That's word up. So it's a difference between being smart and being wise. We need to learn how to be wise as opposed to being
Confucius
smart.
said, "Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do."
Yup.
True.
But here's my
Knowledge,
unpopular
wisdom,
opinion.
understanding.
DJ's gonna throw 42 touchdowns and run for the greatest show on turf, Big Blue Edition.
That's what's up, man. I'm with it, man. I hope it does happen because, like I said, so
I'm telling you, I'm rocking the DJ jersey this year. I'm going to get me a number 8 jersey.
Man, we're gonna have some fun this year, y'all, man. But
Big shit this year. I'm talking big shit. Oh, just for the record, I'm 12-0 on my fight predictions, guys.
yeah, another one. Yeah. Y'all subscribe to D Nation Inside Sports, man. Subscribe to the Big Blue Crew. Big
that
Blue
mission
Crew.
statement was fire too.
Huh?
I ain't see it till today, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, but subscribe to the Big Blue Crew network, man. Like I said, we're doing big things. We have a lot of content coming out. A lot of new people gonna be joining us, man. It's you guys are gonna get the best content here. I hear people talking about certain people's content is boring. Ain't no boring content over here. 77 people consistently in this chat room since we started this stream, and that's phenomenal. Being as my channel doesn't even have, well, none of our channels, I don't think, besides Lou, are at 1,000 subscribers. So
for all them vlogs getting buried, here's a K for all them nines. They go see Pet Cemetery niggas bums.
But that's what we're here for. Interactive content. We read you guys' chats. I got game shows coming out. I'm gonna be doing a pick'em pool this year for NFL football. Also gonna be doing fantasy football for people that like fantasy football.
Pick 'em, I pick 'em.
Yeah, we got a lot of good things coming out here for the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. So definitely keep it locked here. Keep it locked. Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, the Man Cave, G Nation Inside Sports, Big Pat Sports Talk. Hopefully we get Classified 3F with Joel back on the content making scene. Mac the Giants fans, Big Blue in the Bronx, etc., etc. So, but last words, fellas, man, and we gonna get up out of here. Lou, tell them what you got going on, man. Tell them the next letter to the face is, man.
This Saturday.
Who fighting? Let's hear it.
I'll let you know who's fighting Thursday. It's Tuesday, my brother.
All right, with the T's. I see you. All right. But yeah, tell the people where they can find you at. Tell them what you got.
I've been gone since 7:30 this morning. I just got home at 10 p.m.
Yeah, I hear you, man. That's that grind. That's that grind, man. But Cave, tell them what you got going on, brother. Tell them where they can find you at.
We can't hear you, man. Oh, damn, smooth talking to the goddamn YouTuber.
Mute that thing, my bad.
Ain't nobody sleeping with you here, man. You trying to get all smooth and shit.
I forgot I had to have it muted for Coach's Corner or something like that, man. But yeah, you can find me at the Man Cave Podcast on the YouTube channel, Twitter, mancave_S God. And like I said, I dropped the video yesterday, so you can go back and watch the replay. I'm talking about the NBA free agency, the draft, and things like that. So coming up, I'll probably be on my brother, NYG on the Blacktop Friday and stuff like that. And also, like, during the season, I do sports, man. So, I might have to do some, make some picks, you know what I'm saying? Some, people used to come and watch my stuff to make some picks, football, college football season. So I'll be doing that this season too, man. So,
Yeah.
That's good. We can get together and do that, and we can scout some of these college players for the upcoming draft.
yes, sir.
Yup. Facts, man.
That
That's a
way
good
I can
idea.
continue my streak of predicting the first round pick for the Giants accurately every year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Coach, what you got coming up, man? What you got going on this week? Talk to
Busy,
him.
busy. Nah, Lou, nothing like that, bro. I mean, seriously. I mean, tomorrow I have Pick and Roll podcast 5 o'clock, and
You know
then
what?
I also have another episode of Coach Ed's Reading the Tag Sports Show. So shout out to everyone that tuned in yesterday. Great show. Thursday I have the Full Court Press, where we talk with WNBA with my man Next Shift Randy and my man Nick. Yes, we talk about the ladies and talk about it legitimately. Nothing. It's
Yeah,
all
man.
about basketball.
No, I know. I've seen it.
Friday,
I support. I might not
Friday
always
I
comment,
have.
but I have you in my headphones while I'm working.
I appreciate that. Friday, I have another episode of the Reading the Tag Sports Show, 6 o'clock. Tomorrow's at 7 o'clock, and the Pick and Rolls at 5 o'clock. The Full Court Press is at 7 o'clock on Thursday, and then I have the Reading Attack at 6, and then I'm jumping on with NYG with his show on Friday, and then Saturday I have. My man Philly Halftime, Two Old Farts, where we talk about sports, but we also talk about life, man. Seriously, we don't talk about just sports. We talk about seriously from an older perspective, talk about life's perspective, whether it's love, life, family, whatever it is. So that's every Saturday, 2 p.m. That, right here on my channel. So, and then eventually once Giants Conversation and the NFL gets back in action, I'll be on that. But that's pretty much what I have for this week right now. So busy man as always now.
Yo, one more thing before you close it out, NYG. If y'all remember the old Muppet Show, before Sesame Street, when it was just the Muppet Show,
The Muppets, yeah.
you had the two old guys in the balcony.
Yeah.
Tell me that our presidential debate the other day did not look like the two.
Oh my God, that's a good one, Lou. That's a good one. Oh my gosh,
They look like them two old men in the balcony going at it. That shit was horrible.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. That's terrible. That's
terrible.
So,
but Heart of the City, man. You already know what it is. 8:30 Tuesday nights. Wednesday we got what is it? The Big Blue Crew Lounge.
No,
Thursday.
Wednesday is True Big Blue Podcast. That's Pat tomorrow.
True Big Blue Podcast, and then Thursday is the Big Blue Crew Lounge. Friday, like I said, Black Top Podcast, man. That show is picking up some steam, man. Talking basketball, talking hoops. I mean, we getting into it. We talking high school, college, overseas, all that good stuff. Saturday. Saturday nights, leather to the face. If I'm not on the panel, I'm listening, man. I always tap in. You know what I'm saying? My brother Lou. Sunday, pregame show, Giants Conversation. That will be starting back on the 21st. That is the week of training camp, I believe. So we're going to get into a little training camp preview, give you some 53-man roster predictions and all that good stuff. Might have a game show for you, all that. So
I got when we end, I want to give you an
right, yeah. I got you. And unpopular opinions, man. I've been hitting unpopular opinions a lot here lately, man. So y'all tap in. Make sure you get the notification bell because it's not a scheduled live stream. I'm just gonna drop the unpopular opinion as soon as it So right, yeah. So be on the lookout for those unpopular opinions, and of course, I am going to be doing a NFL preview division by division. Right now, I'm working on the AFC East, so that should be out here probably the end of this week here. So probably do a division a week leading up into the season. We'll save the NFC East for last because that's going to be a lot of smoke. But appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. Tommy, Raphael, Next Shift, Old Head, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming through, supporting us, man. He said he subscribed, so I thank you for that. Ghost Dog, whoa. All right, Joe. Butterfly. Who else we got? Mitch. Appreciate y'all. Want Bag Doodle. Appreciate you. Big fan, but that's the name, bro. Don't pause me. It's just in the chat. Tommy Ford, Tommy. We said Iman Perry. Jacob. Appreciate all y'all, man, for tapping in. Mosley. Nick. Mac. Appreciate you, brother. And Daniel Bray Sports Highlights, man. Always the first comment in the chat. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for always supporting us. But we're gonna end this show, man. Definitely. Thank y'all, man, for coming through, man. And we always end it with, you know what it is, man. You throwing up them deuces. Peace.
Make sure you come out November 3rd to Giants.